Because it's a Zoom session from home. They're like, hold on, let me get takeout.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Me and Rocco's live. The boys are late, but we'll ping them in when they get here. What's up, Average Joe? What's up, Vegetable Tube? Rocco, thanks for joining us, man.
Dude, the second, halfway through DC FanDome, you're the first person. I'm like, where can I vent about this stuff? I don't just want to vent on my IG, So I'm like, let's get on Pete's basement. So
yeah, I meant to do that like way earlier in the week, and that's quarantine days, man. They all get away from you. It's just like, oh wow, it's Thursday already. What happened to the week?
Keeping together, man.
I'll tell you what happened to the week.
Wow, it's 1 o'clock. Wow, it's 1 o'clock on a Saturday.
1 o'clock on a Saturday. We're day drinking, bro. I planned on wearing a t-shirt, a tank top that I just recently bought, called Day Drinking Because 2020 Sucks. And I'm not wearing it today because of obvious reasons.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And if there was ever a sign that 2020 sucks, this is it.
It's bad. That's a great shirt too, man. I gotta find that shirt.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a play off of Biggie, right?
Smalls, yeah.
That's awesome, man. I gotta get that shirt. I only have one Loot Crate Black Panther shirt that I got, and I wear it all the time. I work out with it a lot. But yeah, I guess to just kind of, address the elephant in the room. It's just, even though this is a DC recap, like we gotta show Chadwick some love, man.
Average Joe, Wakanda forever, for real. Like,
it's crazy, man.
Life is fleeting. That's what it comes down to. Like, who knew? He played that so close to the vibranium vest, no one knew. And to be doing all of those physical roles while, undergoing whatever treatment that he was doing, who's to say? Chemotherapy, radiation, holistic. He could have been doing pills like my father was doing. I don't know.
Nobody's invincible to this stuff, man. And I recently lost a good friend to a battle with throat cancer. He was a cosplayer. He was big in the nerd community. So like it's like this year, not just this year, but just things like this have a heavy toll. And it's like, wow, the situation that we're all living in, and we're all trying to strive and struggle to get back to a state of normalcy, we forget that people go through individual struggles that we don't know about, and that's their, usually a lot of times it's their choice. They don't want people to know about it. So you just got to take in consideration other people's feelings,
Yep. What's up, Cheese?
What up? Rocco.
What's going on, man? Homie? Just surviving.
Yeah. Just talking about just starting the ball off with Chadwick and just kind of how it affected us all. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it's weird because I never met the man. I don't claim to know him or anything. I never ran into him at a Comic-Con, like, for a photo op or anything. I would have loved to, but I just never got the chance. But even still, like, hearing this yesterday, it was like somebody just told me my cousin died or something. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And to know that this dude is only like 4 years older than us, it's like, life is so fleeting, man. You never know what's going on. And my hat's just off to the guy for doing all of them physical ass roles while doing all of this stuff. He got diagnosed in 2016. So that's Civil War, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, and whatever else. 21 Bridges.
So we recently saw 21 Bridges, the 5 Bloods.
I didn't see that one yet. 21 Bridges, though, was awesome.
Dude, the Spike Lee joint, it's a real Spike Lee joint, And the thing is, like, I felt like something was up because of his star power. You watch 5 Bloods, Chadwick's role was sort of regulated to just flashback sequences. So he was sort of only in maybe about I want to say a sixth of the movie. He plays like an old Vietnam buddy that he was the one out of this core group of Vietnam soldiers that died during the war. So like they would always flash back to like, what he was doing and what he was saying. But like you watch the movie and there seems something off about him as an actor. He kills it in the role, but it's very limited. And so I'm just wondering, like, why would you just have Black Panther in this small little role? Was he only available for this? Like,
right.
So, I don't know if that had anything to do with the cancer, but maybe I assume so. I don't know, but you definitely watch the 5 Bloods, man, because it's powerful. It's a moving movie.
Is it streaming anywhere or?
Yep. It's a Netflix original. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say, like, if it's out there, I'm one of the only two people, me and some 70-year-old lady probably in Pawtucket, fucking wherever that is, that still gets the Netflix DVDs.
Oh God,
the selection's just better, man. It's just there's everything there. Whatever.
Oh, Jesus.
But I mean, like, exploring a couple of other things this guy's done aside from, he was Thurgood Marshall in Marshall. He was James Brown as well. But like.
Jack Robinson, wasn't he?
And just as I was about to bring up, the real shit kicker is of all days for this guy to pass away on was Jackie Robinson Day in the MLB. He played Jackie Robinson, and it was Jack Kirby's birthday.
Yeah.
The fucking co-creator of Black Panther, his birthday, and what was T'Challa was the King of Wakanda, and what was Jack Kirby's nickname? The King Kirby.
Yeah.
That's
really
almost poetic.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to go out on any day, Your Majesty, this was the day.
He went out with Shakespeare, right? Didn't Shakespeare like die on his birthday or something like that?
Did he? I don't know. I always felt Shakespeare was kind of a hack.
He was.
I'm sorry. All of my old English teachers are like, "You're an asshole."
He was the first plagiarizer. He was.
Yeah. I've heard something to the effect of like it wasn't even him, like it was, I don't know, like he paid people to do it or something.
There's evidence that he would hang around the bars where all the other writers would hang out at, and he would just get them drunk or drink with all of them and hear their pitches for stories that they're writing and stuff like that, and just kind of go writing that down.
Interesting.
Take everything.
I don't have a Black Panther glass. The closest thing I had to anything was my King in the North glass, but I figured at least it said King on it, and I got my T-shirt going. So I want to raise a glass to Chadwick Boseman and to his family, and just sincere condolences.
Give me a second. Hold on a second.
Go get it. Go get it. You should know better. This is the basement we drink.
You should. You really should.
What's up, Jason? How are you, man?
Yeah, like
life is so fucking fleeting, man. It's just
rehearsal.
Like I was telling Rocco before the show started, I was on a FaceTime call with my friend, and I flipped it up, because you don't really get notifications in FaceTime. So I flipped it up to look at something on Instagram, and I see like 9 messages. I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, what? What's going on? I was like, hang on, I need to like compose myself a minute, like before I answer you. Let me get this Instagram post up and shit.
Yeah.
Right. You ready, cuz?
Yeah, listen. I unlike you guys, I'm
not an alcoholic.
He's a drunk. Alcoholics go to meetings.
This special guest star of Rocco on Pete's Basement is brought to you by Montauk Hard Seltzer.
Nothing wrong with that, man. I'm a hard seltzer fan.
I finally found like a brand I like, because I'm not going to drink that Bud Light shit or that Truly stuff.
Right.
This has only 95 calories, just as much alcohol, and they have a flavor that I love more than anything else. So raspberry lime.
Nice. Listen, man, I've had White Claw. I don't give a fuck. Fuck anybody that wants to complain. It's a great summer afternoon drink. You can't drink whiskey in the hot sun. You can't. And that blueberry whatever. But
Chadwick Boseman.
Shit. The Chadwick, man. Salud.
Chadwick.
Salud.
Wakanda forever.
Hells yeah, man.
Rest in power.
I like that statement. I've only just recently heard that statement, and I really am a fan of it.
Yeah. So
I went with the old Deadshot shirt for DC FanDome.
I mean, that's all you, man. That is you.
And I went with my Destiny 2 spicy ramen kiosk shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I might get some Thai takeout tonight for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. And he's going to get some food, too.
I did there.
On Graham Avenue, there was that Williamsburger spot. We're like a block down from Carmine's.
Yeah.
They changed it to Korean barbecue.
I saw that.
Let me tell you something.
I haven't been there. Is it good?
No, I haven't tried it yet. But I'm going to maybe walk up there, see if they have a takeout menu, and try something.
Bro, I need to have some good Korean barbecue. So yeah. I think that's going to warrant a trip to Brooklyn in the not-too-distant future.
There was a great place right a couple doors down from Williamsburg Cinemas on Grand Street. I don't know the name of the restaurant, but it's all indoor, so they're definitely not open. But that was like some of the best Korean barbecue I've had in my life, and also in the neighborhood.
There was a spot down the block from me, not just speaking of Asian food. It was called Zion Foods, and it was like Western Chinese food. It was all halal flavored and shit.
Right.
They had this spicy lamb burgers. First time I ever really had lamb. Oh my god! I found a store with the same menu. It's not called Zion Foods, but it's on Bedford Avenue. It's got all the same like menu and everything. I'm going to try that lamb burger, and if it's good, I'm just going to go have 7 more because I haven't had one in 8, like since quarantine. I missed the Greek guy down the block from my job.
I was just going to say their Greek lamb burgers are like if at the right Greek spot. Oh my god!
And the halal dude that used to be on my other corner, I would go. He $6 for a chicken and lamb platter with the works. Like, hello, my friend. I was like, dude, I love you. Give me some food.
When I was still working for Ruby's and living in Bethpage on the island, heading up through Hicksville, there was a great little halal spot. Again, $6 for a plate that you needed 2 settings to finish it off. Like, fucking ridiculous. And their red sauce was like super hot. It was stupid hot.
Hang on. Letitia's texting me now. She said she doesn't believe that we're live. Hold on. Villains Hideout loves movies. Yes, we do.
Mainly because for the last 5 minutes we've been talking about Korean barbecue.
It's because we're fucking fat bastards. Except for you fuck. Well, I'm the only fat bastard. You're fucking skinny now, you dick.
Who? Him?
Him. Fucking cheeseburger.
Oh, good for you, buddy.
I mean, I did gain back a quarantine 15, but
go fuck yourself. You fucking lost weight. I found it.
I gained back.
Listen, energy cannot be created or destroyed. So
that's true. But actually, Tish is opening up a bar very, very soon called Villains Hideout in the heart of Brooklyn. So we're all gonna have to go and invade, and it's gonna be one of them joints like Alligator Lounge where you can drink and have pizza at the same time. So I don't. What more do I need? There's my inspiration. Yeah. Yep. So Tish, we're very much looking forward to that, and yes, we are in fact live right now. This is happening now, not then.
When will then be now?
Right now.
Soon.
And Tish, if it does well, I also have a concept for a speakeasy type formula for a bar where the front is a comic book shop and the back room is a cocktail bar. So if that does well and you want to expand or invest, please reach out to me because I don't want to bartend anymore. I just want to own a bar. So
it's really the way to go.
It's time I get my own place.
Excuse me.
Do your thing. it's
next time I'll move the microphone.
It's bad.
It sounded like
it's bad.
It sounded like you did it and then did it in reverse. Like it was rewound.
He's not a gentleman. Point made. Right there.
When you hear the playback, oh my god, bro.
All right, so let's go on to a lighter note here. DC FanDome was last week, and man, they killed it. Like it was just amazing stuff. You guys are more into the gaming situation than I am. So there was the
Arkham
Knights one, and the Suicide Squad versus Justice League. So how excited are you guys for this?
So go ahead, Cheese.
You first, because I actually didn't catch any of this, and I'm gonna do some quick on the fly research.
The first trailer that they showed was Arkham Knights. Now, based on the aesthetic of the trailer and the gameplay, you would think that this is part of the Arkham verse, so that this is like a follow up to Arkham Knight. And spoiler alert: if you know the ending of Arkham Knight,
you could spoil it now. The game's old.
Batman essentially kills himself or like stages his death. He dies. Batman kind of dies. He outs himself as Bruce Wayne, and amidst media frenzy surrounding the Wayne Manor, explodes.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a big oh my god, it's him reveal for who the Arkham Knight was or something?
Red Hood. It was Jason Todd.
Oh, it was Jason Todd. Okay.
Yeah. And which now Arkham Knight has become canon in certain comic books. They finally introduced him into the comic book canon, but he's still Red Hood. So by the end of it, he redeems himself. You know, Batman convinces him not to go down this darker path and become Jason Todd again. And yeah, and the big bad I think is Scarecrow.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so Scarecrow's pretty much taking over the whole city. So this seemed like a follow-up to that, but the guys and girls over at Montreal, Games Montreal, are saying that this is not part of that universe. It's sort of a spin-off thing and a reboot. So I can understand them going in that direction. Aesthetically, though, and gameplay wise, it's very much in the vein of the Arkham video games. But it looks fantastic. So the 3 main playable characters are Tim Drake's Robin, Batgirl. Oh no, 4. Nightwing and Red Hood. So it looks freaking dope. I mean, I don't know, like throughout the gameplay, I'm assuming that you're going to get a little bit of a taste of playing as each one of these characters. And I don't know if it's a co-op online thing where you get to play, you know, with 3 other people. But it looks cool. It looks dope.
Is it more of like an open world Gotham, like kind of like how Spider-Man was, or?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Gotham City again, and it's going to be full rain. I think the fact that you have Red Hood or Nightwing in it, and he's sort of the guardian of Bloodhaven.
Right.
I assume that maybe they'll expand, just because, you know, scale's got to.
Well, I'm saying like the idea of being like if it's an online co-op thing, like. Are you just saying like you could get together with 3 or 4 of your friends and play through the game? Or is it like, you just log in as a particular character and it'll join you up online and maybe like you just go solve some random crimes in Gotham City as they're happening? Like
that, I don't know.
That would be pretty dope.
That would be cool. In the Arkham video games though, there, especially in Arkham Knight and in Arkham Arkham Origins, there were moments in the game where you would you'd be playing Batman, but also you'd be doing combos with Nightwing at the same time. So maybe this is more of a one-player solo thing, and you get to sort of swap out who your second character is going to be, or your third or fourth character is going to be, and you just kind of play throughout. I assume that throughout the video game, you're going to play 1 or 2 missions as Batgirl, and then you're going to see what fucking Red Hood is doing on the other side of the city.
Right, that's how story mode usually goes with multiple character cast.
Right.
Especially
I have a confession to make. Cheese, before you go, real quick. I never played through the Arkham games because I started... What was the very first one? Was Arkham Asylum? I couldn't get past the tutorial when you had to beat Mr. Zaz and you had to swing down on the bat rope and stop him before he kills the security guard.
You're not a gamer at all, are you?
No, I suck now. I'm playing my NES Classic. I'm on like Final Fantasy with a playthrough with no white and black wizards.
He's playing the NES Tim Burton Batman movie game.
So
that was a dope game. Go fuck yourself.
It was a dope game. It was a dope game.
I had that game on Nintendo. That game was dope.
I actually never beat that game.
I will say that when Arkham Asylum came out, when I think back, and it seems like yesterday for me, when it comes to those Arkham games, because they're so much fun that they go by so fast. When Arkham Asylum came out, it was a different kind of gameplay where it wasn't finicky, but you definitely had to like get used to the controls and used to like the combat modes and stuff
Yeah, there was a bit of a learning curve for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by my 15th time, I'm like, fuck this. I'm just going to go play Castlevania.
And I would say the first 20% of the video game was tutorial. Like, it's like, once you think you got a grasp of the game, they give you another, like, bat equipment, and now you got to learn how to use the fucking freeze gel or the explosive gel. So,
yeah.
It was cool.
That game was fun as hell, though.
Oh, man. And just the fact that they set it at Arkham Asylum, like the whole game takes place on Arkham Island, and you're going in and out of all these different things. The Easter eggs, to me as a Batman fan, and the reason why I love Batman is because of all the villains, like all the variety of villains, and to see the spotlight put on all these different villains and even lesser known ones and all these little Easter eggs placed around the entire video game. It was just a fully immersive experience. And then after that, you opened it up to Arkham City, and now you're only playing in, like, if Gotham City's New York City and it's all 5 boroughs, Arkham City you are only playing in like
Brooklyn,
right?
Yeah.
And then Gotham Origins, you're playing in Manhattan and Brooklyn. And then in Arkham Knight, you're playing in like all 5 boroughs. Well, minus Staten Island.
Apparently, Xbox has a deal going on. Average Joe just picked up Asylum and City combo for $10. Can't beat that.
Nice.
For PS4?
For Xbox One.
Oh,
but
Xbox.
I mean, it's probably on sale on PS4 too, so we can take a look at that.
Yeah,
too a little bit, you know. So it's worth it, man. You can crank through those games now.
Yeah,
true. Not like we're doing much else.
Yeah,
I was thinking about going back and playing Arkham Knight and Arkham Origins, but
yeah, I only played a little bit of Arkham City, but I played the shit out of Arkham Asylum. I 100% of that game, and that was a lot of fun. I tried a little bit of Arkham City. I totally skipped over Origins, but Arkham City was kind of like, okay, they expanded it to the whole city. This is going to be cool. So I'm stoked for
sets up Suicide Squad. A little bit. There's a post-credit scene in Origins where Amanda Waller goes to Deathstroke's cell and she recruits him into the Suicide Squad. Now,
the Suicide Squad game that's coming out.
Yeah, so like, even though they didn't show him in the trailer, I assume that maybe Deathstroke's going to show up in the Suicide Squad game. But
I mean, it would be ridiculous if he didn't.
Yeah.
But like now, so this Suicide Squad versus Justice League was another game that we saw. Do we know any of the plot details? Like why are they fighting Superman? For instance?
It seems like it's a what's his name? You saw the spaceship. It's a
Brainiac. Yes.
So I assume
that was dope. That was a hell of a beginning.
Yeah. So I assume Brainiac maybe possesses or mind controls the Suicide Squad, and Amanda Waller tasks the squad to take him out. I don't know. That's just speculation based on what I saw in the trailer because they're fighting Brainiac's minions. You
mean he controls he's got control of the Justice League, so it's up to these yahoos.
I mean,
to...
just on looking up the initial image, you're seeing Superman with like dark red eyes. Like, oh, he's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
at first I thought it may be like something to do with Injustice, but you're right. With Brainiac right in the beginning, that can't be just a intro coincidence.
I'm excited for it mainly because I love seeing Suicide Squad on sort of center stage because it really is underrated if you do it right.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to James Gunn's movie later, but like
I'd say this is a great segue, so we're going right into it.
but just the idea, the sort of concept behind the Suicide Squad is that you're focusing on lesser known villains, both legit and also ridiculous. So I could imagine the scope of cameos and other characters that are going to pop up in this Suicide Squad game, even if it's regulated to one simple I'm on, I die kind of thing. Like,
which is probably what's going to happen in the movie from what I hear. Like people was like, don't get too attached to people.
Yeah, no, they keep saying like, don't get attached. Like the crazier they are, probably the craziest death they're gonna have, you know?
I really can't wait to see it.
That cast of characters, like, half of them are gonna get axed.
Yeah.
Like Pete Davidson. Like, not a big fan of his.
I actually have the whole roll call up here. Pete Davidson. Who is he playing? Oh, Richard Hertz.
Blackguard.
Blackguard, right.
Blackguard. Now, the other thing is, like, James Gunn. So James Gunn was very adamant about, he's like, I was a fan of Suicide Squad in the 80s. So, like, the John Ostrander run of Suicide Squad. So, and if you ever read that, it's sort of just like, it didn't get a huge following because it only kind of dealt with lesser known characters. But a lot of them would die, and a lot of them were only, like, in one issue.
Right.
But it was colorful, man. Like, it was... Do
you remember when Wizard Magazine used to do the Mort of the Month? And it was like, you could just bring half of them characters right into Suicide Squad and just axe them just for cannon fodder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fun, though, because, so the characters that I'm kind of really excited to see in action, just because I never thought in a million years these characters would ever get the live action treatment, are like Polka Dot Man.
No, I was just about to say, actually, I really want to give a big shout out to David Dastmalchian, and I hope I'm saying his last name right. He's actually a fan of this show. He follows us. Yeah, and he tweeted about it one time, and I was like, this is amazing.
Is he from Brooklyn?
I think he's from somewhere around here. I think so.
So what's interesting about David is that this isn't his first foray into a DC movie. What other DC he played?
Wait, I only know him from like Ant-Man and just other random stuff.
I'm gonna blow your mind. There's a little hint. So in Dark Knight, very early role for him.
Wait, I'm remembering this. Wait,
okay,
go on.
In Dark Knight, when they're doing the funeral service for I forget for somebody, for the mayor,
for the commissioner,
and Joker's dressed up as the honor guard, and like fires on him, and then the cops tackled one of his goons to the ground, and then what the fuck, Two-Face, Harvey Dent, like interrogates him. He plays the cop.
That is like you'll never find him or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're right.
The ambulance and fucking Dent takes the ambulance away and then starts interrogating him. And it's the first time he does the coin flip on anybody. David plays that goon.
You're right. And I remember like it's a weird. It's such a departure from like the comedy that we see him do in Ant-Man to like that really intense, like you'll never find him. Like he's
a good character actor.
He's scary that way.
Yeah, he's got that intense face. I can see him playing any sort of serial killer.
So yeah, he's playing the polka dot man in Suicide Squad, which I mean, like
that's great though.
That's going to be a fantastic death scene.
Something I need to see. Like I need to see it visually done. Like how do you make polka dot man work? You know. And I'm also, because it's James Gunn and he's since made a knack. He's made a knack for doing like CGI characters, like with Rocket Raccoon and stuff. So like I want to see what he does with King Shark, who I assume is going to be a goofy, bumbling, fun thing. And then he's got his brother doing another CGI character, Weasel. And
I love his brother. His brother's hilarious.
Sean Gunn.
Yeah.
So.
Well, honestly, you can't, for me at least, you can't get a better portrayal of King Shark than they had in Justice League Apocalypse.
Yeah.
The Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, when he's like, King Shark is a shark. And he's like, it's been an honor to serve with you. It's like, fucking really?
What we should do is we should start doing like we should do a betting poll and see what characters are going to survive.
So you're saying you want to run a Deadpool?
We want to, yeah.
So Letitia actually just texted me with the cast list of Suicide Squad. She's like, name them. I'm like, I'm fucking tapping out. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. I honestly don't know who's playing who. I got this on Google.
I could name a bunch. Not all of them.
I forget who Nathan Fillion is playing, but like the only reason why I watched the trailer for, right? Yeah. So the only reason why I watched the trailer is because I saw he posted on his Instagram. I was like, "You're in this shit? Okay, I gotta take a look."
Now you're a big DC guy, Rock. So like, I don't even know half of these characters.
So listen, man. I was right there, and when I was in DC FanDome and they were doing the roll call video, I'm like, "Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?" It's just like he literally, and I gotta hand it to James Gunn. Other than the top picks, Harley Quinn and Boomerang and King Shark, he went bottom of the fucking barrel with a lot of these characters. And TDK, though, couldn't find a goddamn thing on him. And I think he's an original character, which assumes one of two things. One, he's an original character that is going to blow up time. Or two, he is regulated to one of the worst gruesome deaths, and he is just a kill-offable character because it is Nathan Fillion, He's... any chance that he gets to play a one-off character and just have fun and then have him suffer a gruesome death, he'll do it. So a lot of these characters are going to die. A lot.
Yeah. And he's such a great sport about all that stuff, and he's totally into the whole nerddom thing and everything else. And
who I'm excited about is Fluga Borg. I don't know if you know who Fluga Borg is, but you need to start paying attention to him because he's this German stand-up comic. I think he might be Austrian. Either way, he's German or Austrian, and he is just wacky, man. Every time, like, just look at talk show interviews with him. He is hysterical. He's playing Javelin. And Javelin was his first appearance was on Firestorm, I believe. So he was a Firestorm villain first. A lot of these characters first made their first appearances in other books. So like in Bloodsport, who Idris Elba is playing, he's essentially the Deadshot replacement character. He made his first appearance in Superman, and his whole backstory is he bought a kryptonite bullet from Lex Luthor, and he actually shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet and almost killed him.
That was him? I remember that.
That's Bloodsport. That's Bloodsport, yeah. So that's what Idris Elba's character.
Why not just replace Deadshot with Idris? I mean, if you're going to replace an actor, that's a hell of a replacement.
I have this whole thing about Deadshot and
I know you do. Yeah.
Why he doesn't get more screen time. Between Deadshot and Deathstroke, they should have more center stage and screen.
A lot of the Deathstroke stuff goes back to Snyder and him not wanting those characters used in other mediums until he got to use them, which is shitty.
Yeah.
You know, I'm honestly, and this is a good segue.
Arrogance. Yeah.
I'm really hoping that the Snyder Cut of Justice League is as good as it looks in the trailer, because if it is, this opens a lot of doors. It opens doors at the very least for that one-off Ben Affleck movie that he wrote that got just kind of tossed away by Warner Brothers top brass. And, you know, AT&T, once they took over and they're trying to basically justify this purchase and make the money off of it that they think that they can, like, they want to see, they're the ones who financed the Snyder Cut. It wasn't Warner Brothers, it was AT&T. So if this shit goes down and it goes over really well, we could actually have the Ben Affleck movie with Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke, which we've all been wanting.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see, I would just love to see Deathstroke be used.
You didn't hear that one, did you?
No, we totally did. We totally did. I mean, what?
At least it was muffled. I took the fucking thing. I'm just gonna hold it in my hand now.
You might have to.
Fucking allergies, man. The last 3 days, I can't get away from them.
Hey, you just gotta lean into. What are you, sick? Do you have corona? What's going on?
It's definitely the vid. It's definitely the vid.
You got it?
Yeah.
So
I just want to reiterate also, since you asked me, fucking gamers really dropped the ball on this whole virus thing, because like they should have called it the C virus from Jump Street, because this is as close as we're going to get to a Raccoon City fucking zombie apocalypse ever. I'm just saying.
You say that.
Did you not see the correlation that people made between the Wuhan lab and Umbrella Corp?
Of course I did.
Did you not see that?
That's what I'm saying. It should have been called the C virus. No dumbass fucking racism bullshit. It's the C virus. Done.
Nah.
Because it's got Corona, COVID, all begin with a C. The letter C.
I'm looking at my copy of World War Z right here. Hold on. I'm looking at my copy of World War Z. We could do better. We could do better than COVID-19.
Well, slightly.
Listen, man, I'm armed. I'm ready.
Speaking of which, the remake of Resident Evil 3 dropped on Steam. And looks a lot of fun, but according to my buddy Nas, they kind of throttled a lot of the content that they thought was kind of ancillary and useless. However, the mods on Steam for Nemesis are beyond hysterical. There's a Shrek mod.
Oh my god!
Hey, you're being chased by Shrek.
Where Shrek is chasing you instead of Nemesis? That's
there's a Resident Evil TV show coming to Netflix at some point. I think it's just got announced.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
Listen, why not? It's just if Resident Evil can use anything, it's less budget. Like, go into it with more of a lower budget kind of zombie mentality.
Just let me see the fucking game. That's all I want. Let me see Resident Evil 1 play out with humans. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah,
that game was scary as fuck.
You don't need to turn it into a superhero thing the way they did with the Mila Jovovich movies. Treat it like 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
And you're golden.
Yes. So anyway, back to Justice League.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this looks like a totally different movie.
It's I didn't know the format that he was editing it for, and it's 4 1-hour episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 4 1-hour sections. That to me is golden, because that lets you know that the edit is going to be completely different. So, and then every episode is also going to be regulated to a certain focus. So I know that they always intended to have Cyborg be the through character.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see a lot of the Cyborg origin stuff, because what I hated about the movie that we got was
it's going to be a long list.
you're introducing a lot of big players with no exposition. Like we're kind of just there we're forced to like kind of just apply what we already know about these characters and kind of let it go. But there was nothing. There's no like a lot of these characters deserve their own movies, and Aquaman and Wonder Woman are the only two that got theirs. So, and you could say the same thing about, well, we know who Batman is, but we don't know who Batfleck is. You know, we don't really fully understand Ben Affleck's version of Batman, you know, other than what we got from BVS. So seeing a lot of these characters being fleshed out a little bit more is something I'm really excited to see. And then also, like, I remember seeing, well, there was that deleted scene from BVS where they teased Steppenwolf, and it never got to finished product. And then that original design is now being reapplied to Justice League. So
with all the spikes and shit.
Yeah, it's a totally different Steppenwolf. I would have liked to see Granny Goodness make an appearance in this and Big Barda.
The legend that I heard, like one of the major differences was, I don't know if it was a stinger scene at the end of the credits or whatever, but what I heard that existed was after Steppenwolf was sucked back through the boom tube by all the parademons and everything, and he's like, no, I can do it, you know, whatever. The scene that was described to me was that he was kneeling in front of somebody, and you're just looking at him kneeling, and he's apologizing, like, I'm sorry, I won't fail you again. Send me back. I won't fail you again. And all of a sudden he gets grabbed by the throat and picked up, and that's when the camera flips, and it's Darkseid, and he's like, no, you won't. And he snaps his neck. That's all I fucking want. I want to see. I don't want to see Darkseid looking like Terrax the Tamer. And that's a shout out to Tim Vo from Lords of the Long Box, because he was the one who commented that image right under the picture of the Justice League. And I thought of it, but he's the one who commented the shit, and I was like, all right, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who made that connection. I don't want to see him just in a flashback. I want to see Darkseid how we know Darkseid. I want him wielding that's my big nothing.
That's my big concern, is that unlike what Marvel did with teasing Thanos and then building up to, even though Marvel kind of never really gave us a full exposition as to who Thanos was.
Right.
We didn't get a lot of Thanos before he showed up in Infinity War. But I do kind of feel like we need a little bit more context as to who Darkseid is. And I'm thinking that there's a lot of footage and a lot of scenes that were cut out where they're exploring the mythology or the legend of who Darkseid is.
The history with the Amazons?
Yeah, you know, like give us a little history and a little backstory as to who this guy is. That way, when he does show up, it has a little bit more gravitas. Mm-hmm. So
that's a $3 word for you,
dude. I totally thought he looked like Terrax the Tamer.
He totally did.
Who is a completely underrated fucking Fantastic Four villain.
And he was a Herald of Galactus, for God's sake.
Herald of Galactus, that's right. Yep. And I guarantee you that he will show up eventually. If they started introducing Fantastic Four into the phases and Silver Surfer, Terrax is going to be a big old henchman, big bad.
Yeah. I think if they do a Silver Surfer movie, he's going to be a big bad for one of those. And that was always the, like, not having too much familiarity with Darkseid in, you know, not nearly as much as you guys, but like knowing what he looks like. And then when I first saw Terrax the Tamer, I was like, wait a minute, am I reading a DC comic book? What the hell's going on here?
I'll be totally honest with you. My knowledge of Darkseid, for the most part, like I would say 80% of it stems from the old Superpowers cartoon show from the 80s on Saturday morning. I remember the episode when they killed Superman, and my like fucking 5-year-old mind was like, and they gave his ass kryptonite poisoning, and Batman sent his ass out in a fucking Kryptonian coffin like they did with Spock in the fucking Star Trek shit. He's like, good luck, my friend, and zoop out. Like, what's happening?
I finally got DCU.
Somebody breaking into your house? Grab the sword.
Don't worry. That's where my mind went. No, I know exactly what it was because I woke up to it. So a picture in my bathroom fell off the wall.
Ghosts?
Because the mount on the back of the picture is weak. Anyway.
Definitely ghosts.
But I went because I got right on that shelf, right on that.
Ghost of Tsushima.
You're never more than 5 feet from a weapon in this house, so I'm
Well,
good.
I finally my big. I'm like 95% done with my bedroom. I reorganized and refurnished everything, and I'm like I've created and built like little compartments, like hidden compartments underneath my bed where I can just.
You're just basically becoming Deadshot at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm
You're embracing it completely.
Just leaning into it.
He's gonna have that. He's gonna have that spring-loaded freaking headboard where there's a shotgun behind it. Just bink.
Listen, man. If you've got the Citizen app and you live in this neighborhood, you're Pete.
Dude, I know,
dude. I'm afraid to download that app. I really am. Because listen, it's remote compared to what you guys probably get on that app
where
in your
are you,
area.
Pete?
But I'm just inside Nassau County, so I'm in Floral Park. But there's still some bullshittery that happens.
No, it's everywhere. But it's like things are really heating up around here. Like the other night, like
neighborhood's the neighborhood again, man. There's knives and guns all over the place.
Report of a guy walking around with a firearm. What? In my neighborhood? Get out of here.
Not in the last, I would say, 20 years or so. Dude, has it been like that?
I heard gunshots from around where the Cooper Park projects are, which not surprising, but like to hear them.
Yeah.
Like my window was open and I'm sleeping and I'm here. Pop, pop.
My boy was always like, "Oh yeah, I go to the store on Jackson Avenue." I was like, "Don't go to that store.
Like
don't ever go to that store."
You bet your ass I'm leaning into the Deadshot shit.
I got them tactical pens that I constantly walk around with. I got a punch knife that goes through your fist, just a little arrowhead. Like, I'm ready. I don't walk around with a pistol or nothing because it ain't like I have one.
I am always ready.
There you go. An OTF, no less. Oh man, that's so illegal.
Well, it only stays in my. I don't go outside with that thing. I just stay here. Answer the door with that baby.
Hell yeah, man!
Crack the door open. Who is it? Anyway, go back to Snyder's Cut. I'm excited for it. I'm more excited for it now after what DC FanDome showed than I was. I wasn't doing the hashtag release the Snyder Cut stuff, but now I kind of am, and I gotta hand it to the power of the internet. Like that was basically the fans that made that shit happen. And like once all of the celebrities started doing it and it really gained steam, I think that was what led AT&T to say, "Hey, we can make some money off of this." It's just like you hire these directors, you hire them for their creative vision, and then you're gonna slap a leash on them and pull their punches. It's like, let them do what they want to do. Now, granted, you can never have a 4-hour movie screen
in theaters, right?
You can't have it. But if you market it right from the get-go, where it's like, we're going to give you the best movie possible in the best format, in the best way, and show you everything. Or if it gets to do what they did with Lord of the Rings, it's like Peter Jackson, even though he gave us the Lord of the Rings trilogy, hasn't really earned his stripes post Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He sort of kind of fell by the wayside as one of the greatest film directors of all time. But even still, when he decided to do The Hobbit was going to be 2 movies. And then he kept shooting and shooting and shooting. And what was it? New Line? I forget.
Yeah, New Line Cinemas.
New Line Cinemas said, here's an extra 20 million, go make 3 movies or however much it was, and
stretch it out.
Expanded it to three movies. It's like we're dealing with Warner Brothers and DC and some of the biggest franchises of all time. You wouldn't give or throw Zack Snyder a little bit more wiggle room and be like, you know what, fuck it, Justice League Part 1 and Justice League Part 2.
Well, I mean, let's face it, Warner Brothers brass did not know what the hell they were doing. They kept chasing their own tails on this, kept trying to, I can't even say compete with Marvel. They just wanted that instant Marvel money, and they didn't want to put the effort in.
Yeah, right.
So that's why they just kept changing their minds and trying to come up with better instant. It was like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yeah,
it was like a bunch of assholes in suits trying to come up with a get-rich-quick scheme. And that's all it was. And I'm really, like, some people be like, oh, AT&T's ruining DC Comics with all of the layoffs and the title cancellations and stuff.
That's just like defunding. It's like rebudgeting shit.
Yeah.
They're reformatting.
There's fucking titles there that don't do anything. And I mean, some people will be like, oh, I'm going to be sorry to see some titles go for sure. But
why we don't
time, they want a return on their investment. And there's nothing wrong with that. And the fact that if they can make these movies do what they were originally intended to do, that is going to increase the power at DC Comics, and it's only going to be better off in the long run, I think. I think it's going to lead to more comics and more movies and things like that. Yeah. And let me ask you this. As an actor, as somebody in that field, how do you what do you think of, how do you feel about the concept of, like, let's say you said it before, Justice League was originally a 2.5-hour movie in theaters, and now it's going to be 4 hours on television, on HBO Max, but the budget has got to be astronomical, at least just for the editing alone. And now you're getting Resident Evil, which, let's be honest, the movie's Blue Goats. And now you're getting a TV series on Netflix for 10, 13 episodes.
Yeah.
Is it better? Like, is this going to be the death of movies that we're going to see? Like, is it going to just lead into bigger TV shows and bigger budgets and longer content?
Well, COVID hasn't helped. And, you know, in audition, and while I continue to look for auditions and get some acting work, I had to read up on all the new processes and all the new procedures that go into place to deal with COVID-19. So it's like, there's a lot of things going on movie sets and TV sets that are just out of this world. Like everyone has to wear masks. The actors have to wear masks behind the camera in between takes. They have to remove themselves from the stage or from the place that they're shooting. They have to go back to their trailers. You have to bring in the crews to reposition stuff. And then the crews have to leave in mass, except for like the core. So like, except for the DP, the sound guy, it's like everything's got to be minimalized in order for you to get the take that you want to take. And I just can't see you're expanding and adding 40% more time to your production schedule in order to compensate for these new changes. So movies and TV shows are going to take longer to shoot and produce. There's going to be less of it because money's got to get reorganized. You can't just be throwing millions and billions of dollars at all these different projects. But at the same time, so like while we have all these streaming services, streaming is the future. Like the idea that you could just sit at home and watch new TV shows and new movies all the time is the convenient thing for the industry. COVID did not help movie theaters being shut down. Like there is a little bit of resurgence in other areas though, like drive-in movie theaters, which is something that I personally am so happy to see come back. You know,
I'm all for it.
Especially with the Metallica concert that's happening tonight.
There's a Metallica concert tonight? Where's this?
Yeah.
Why don't I know this?
At drive-in theaters across the country tonight, it's Metallica and 3 Days Grace.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like a pre-recorded taping? Like
no, they're recording it live. They're performing live. Yeah. Yeah, it's being...
Yo, Red, what up, buddy?
Yo! What's up, man?
What up?
What's going on?
So, you know, as an actor, I don't care. Just give me a job. But as an actor, my feeling is, look at Tenet.
Right.
Chris Nolan.
No, he's adamant about having this shit out in theaters.
And he's always been a filmmaker as an actor and more as a filmmaker. It's like if you're a filmmaker and you have a vision that your movie is to be played on the biggest screen on the biggest IMAX camera for a full visceral experience. You need to do that in some way, shape, or form. Like you have to have it. So, you know, movie theaters have to prevail somehow, some way. This is more of just a time thing. Like we could be seeing a hiccup because the other thing is this: you get too much of one thing. So, like what we've been regulated to is to sit at home, stream, log on to our fucking Netflix and our HBO Max, and have to just sit at home comfortably and watch that shit. You get stir crazy. You get sick of it. I have 5 months. I went through COVID. I'm still out of work. You know, I'm getting unemployment, and I am sick of having to watch new shit on my TV. I want a reason to go outside with friends into a movie theater, eat fucking popcorn, and like be blown away by a movie. Right. So eventually, I think what's going to happen is it's going to make a comeback. Movie theaters are going to make a comeback.
I'm dying to have
Red,
popcorn.
you big on the movie
Yeah,
going
man.
experience.
I can't wait till they open shit back up.
Especially with some of the concepts that they're throwing out there for like even for like like COVID precautions and all that stuff. Like there was that one concept art piece. I think it was for like either AMC or Lowe's where they made it look like the Senate floor.
Yeah, right.
In Star Wars, because
That's what I don't
everybody
know,
had
like,
their own pod.
How are they going to work it? Like, if let's say I go with you guys, I don't really know where you guys have been, and you don't know where I've been.
I got antibodies, motherfucker.
You do. That's right. I'm just going to lick you.
I just got retested. I still tested positive. You ain't catching shit from me.
But like, I mean, we probably should be wearing masks even around each other. And like,
for the time being, yeah.
Should we be sitting next to each other? Are we supposed to be six fucking seats apart? Like, how? What? Let's say 3 seats because each seat is about 2 feet.
I would assume most movie theaters would have done like every 2 seats or every 3 seats.
But what if you go, like, let's say me and my mother want to go to a movie, like we're in the same fucking house, we're 1 floor apart. There's no reason we can't sit next to each other. We're fucking together all the time.
So the rule might just be take your party. So like I could be with the 3 of you guys, and the 3 of us could, if we're comfortable sitting next to each other and we're going out to a movie theater together. Clearly, if we're okay walking next to each other on the street, we should be okay sitting next to each other in a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the logic. So like it would be by parties. So it's like if you have a 3-person party or 4-person party, you need to. It's also like reservations. Like you need to reserve.
Right, and this is when reserve seating really comes in handy. And I guess it's up to the movie theater personnel to affix which seats are blacked out and everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point that the free for all is done.
Yeah,
like I'm pretty sure every single
or at least for
movie
the foreseeable future.
Right, I think every single movie theater now is going to go like the old school days where it was a big event in the 50s. Where you got dressed up to fucking go to see a movie and you had tickets. It was for a specific seat, and that was it.
But what about like the cat sitting behind? Like I understand, you regulate 2 seats to the right or left of you. What about these cats sitting behind you? Because if I hear somebody sneeze behind me, it's hands on sight. Like I'm jumping over the fucking seat.
I think theaters gonna have to do like a major overhaul, just like the whole setup. It's gonna be like iPick or like private booths at this point.
Yeah. They're going to have to completely gut every single movie theater that they intend to keep, because I'm thinking probably, if not more, at least 30% of all movie theaters are just not going to come back. Yeah, and the ones that are going to be completely gutted. They're going to be completely remodeled. They're going to be allowed for spacing. They're going to lean
into the experience. They're going to have open bars, food. It's going to be more to the experience of going out. It's not just going to be sit down, watch a movie, and get the fuck out. I mean, they're going to try to keep you there longer. They're going to try to make you stay, hang out.
You ever go to Disney Hollywood Studios in Disney World, and it used to be MGM? For you, Pete, because I know you're older.
I'm old, yeah. I remember MGM.
MGM Studios. So. They had a restaurant. I think they still have it. They have a restaurant. It's like the drive-in movie theater, and instead of like a diner booth, it was like a fake.
It was a fake car.
It was a fake car, and they had like a little countertop, and it was 2 rows, so you could sit like 3 in the front, 3 in the back.
Yeah,
and they just played old fucking black and white monster movies, like sci-fi movies. And you're just sitting there watching these movies on a loop, and they had a server come by and they take your order, and it's like a dining experience. It's
But there's like the one over here that I never actually got to. Nighthawk, yeah.
So Nighthawk is sort of what's that big one? The Alamo Drafthouse. So Alamo Drafthouse,
right.
So they're the standard for that kind of format.
And the Alamo's amazing, by the way. That place is
great.
The food is awesome.
They'll tell you to get the fuck off the phone.
I appreciate
that.
That's good.
And, I have to thank Tish for inviting me out, because we saw Endgame together and she saw me cry when Iron Man was killed. So,
but Alamo, I think, they have enough money to do a complete rehaul or a revamp of their whole system. So they might do something a little bit more like that, where certain sections are more, so it's less like movie theater seats. So it's like 2 seats, and you share a little countertop per every row. So they're going to do a thing where it's going to be more like sectioned off, seats for like 4 to 6 people, but you got to make those reservations. You're going to have to make those reservations in advance. Well, you have a party of 4, so you can have a 4 top.
So basically, they're just going to have to make the movie going experience worth it for the consumer at this point. But
also, we're forgetting that there's no indoor dining either. So it's like there's no serving food inside. So even if movie theaters were to open up tomorrow, there's no popcorn. There's no soda.
No way. They got to have popcorn. That's where they're making their money, right?
Serving food.
I mean, listen, I know that de Blasio is like really resistant to.
I want to pay $32 for a Netflix Crunch bar.
Yeah. At this point, I'm with it.
But like, I've been to a couple of restaurants on the island, hanging out with friends who came into town, and special occasion type of situation, and it's not awful. Like, it's not terrible. Like, you got to walk in, you're wearing a mask. If you get up to go use the bathroom, you got to put your mask back on. If you're sitting at the table, you're good. So there are ways around it, but again, the jury's still out as to whether or not that's actually going to be effective. So it's going to be a minute before we see that happen. And also it's dependent on the city itself to actually, kind of catch up with the rest of the state, because the rest of the state's way far ahead as far as reopening is concerned.
Absolutely.
So,
Let me ask you, Red, do you need to borrow my spear? Because, like, are you being attacked by a kraken? What's going on back there? Did Lisa paint that shit? That's fucking dope,
That's what
man.
happens when
I thought it looked like
artist gets bored.
Yo, that is so cool.
Yeah, it used to be my son when he was a baby. He had a giant, like a pirate ship as a bed.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
It looked real cool with the kraken coming out of the water right next to the bed.
I dig it.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's dope.
Wait, I have to figure out how to do. There we go. I always have to remind myself how to do these fucking banners, man. Wait, spelling that wrong. There we go.
Oh my god.
I'm reorganizing my comic collection, so I'm categorizing everything. I got
There we go.
There you
go follow Lee's art on Instagram. She's got mad awesome glasses and wine glasses, whiskey tumblers, everything. And as Red would say, 530.
Hell yeah, man.
There's no way. Let me see if I can do this.
So whatchamacallit? Average Joe says inside dining in Long Beach is fine. The fact that bowling alleys are open and not theaters in NYC is ridiculous.
Oh,
and
shit.
I agree
Look
completely.
at that fucking X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
That's what she does when she's bored.
The background is
the kids aren't allowed to draw on the wall, but she is.
I love it.
Hey, you know what you could do though? You can get that spray paint. It's like black chalk spray paint, and just regulate, like just spray paint a section of it and have them just do chalk on one part of the wall. Only do the black. So you just get that.
You talking to the wrong guy. I'm not the artist. That's another.
I can just picture your wife like telling the kids like, no, this is mommy's wall. Go in the living room. Go play some video games.
Putting on walls is bad.
That's probably more like she's taking requests as to like, all right, what do you want on this wall, baby? Like. That's
great.
Oh, and Liz just texted me a photo of the pirate ship bed, and that's pretty dope.
Oh yeah. She's in the other room. You probably hearing me
right now. I don't know how to show images on the shit, but this is awesome. I'll just post it on Pete's Basement's Instagram.
Yeah, that's dope.
We can't hear you.
Yeah. Want to say
hi? What else? Oh, dude. Hey.
What's up, pal?
Hey.
What's up? He can't hear you because I got my headset in.
Oh, okay.
I got my AirPods.
It's the coolest bedroom.
Yeah. He said your bedroom used to be cool.
I kind of want to live in that bedroom. I think I'm going to start painting my walls.
I want to go out and see. Seriously.
What about Shazam, man?
Yo, I have been. First of all, Shazam was an awesome movie. I loved it. It was so hard.
I had a lot of fun with Shazam.
I cannot wait for Black Adam. I love the little teaser in Shazam of Black Adam, just like coming out in the little gold, when the wizard was showing.
I was disappointed. It was all storyboards since the movie's supposed to be in development for like the last 5 years. I wish there was a little something.
They've been shooting right now. Like the COVID totally.
I mean, yeah. With the story, I have no idea the story of Black Adam. I'm not really familiar with it, but what they presented is very interesting. I'm in.
I always look at Black Adam. He's kind of my favorite DC villain, so to say. And I use the air quotes because he's like DC's Doctor Doom. He's a villain, but his own people love him. So because he cares and gives us, he takes care of his own people, and it's all about his own country of Kandak and everything. And I cannot wait to see this movie. I want to see a fight between him and Shazam. I want to see a fight between him and Superman. But I don't want it like the typical idea when Black Adam first appeared. His basic thing is he was the Wizards champion and he just became a little mad with power, and it was all about his hometown saving Kandak and everything. And I think I'm saying that right? Kandak. Wait, is that the name of the fucking country? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
Somebody out there in Pete's Basement Lane, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Kandak. Anyway, so the wizard imprisoned him, and he was gone for like 5,000 years, but he was always Black Adam. So when he came back, somehow at the end of the story, Shazam tricked him into saying the name again, Shazam, and he was turned back into his human form. And his human form is 5,000 years old, so he instantly just withered and died, which also happened in the Superman Shazam animated feature when they fought Black Adam, which was really dope. But I don't want that to happen.
What do you think they bring back? You think they bring back Henry Cavill for this?
100%. Yeah, I think he'd be stupid not to come back. He is really problems with Batman versus Superman aside. Say what you want, but the actors did a great job.
Part of the problem. Yeah.
No, neither was Ben Affleck, and certainly not Gal Gadot. None of the actors. Well, not none of the actors. There was one actor that was the problem, but
Lex Luthor.
I have nothing bad to say against Jesse Eisenberg himself as an actor, as a human being. I think he's great in Zombieland. I think he's a good, funny character. He's not Lex Luthor. Sometimes you just cast wrong. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, there should have been a different guy, or he should have played that differently. I don't want to see hipsters stupid Lex Luthor.
They hinted at this concept that the real Lex Luthor was like his dad.
Yeah, I know, and then they never followed through with it.
I would have much rather seen Bryan Cranston play Lex Luthor.
As far as cop-outs kind of go, that would be acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiled brat.
Where it's like, I just basically use my son as a pawn because that sounds like something Lex Luthor would actually do.
And if that's the way they want to write that out, I'm perfectly amenable to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to see more of. I wanted to at least see one shot of The Rock, let's say, in costume. I'm with you, Red.
That's what I mean. Something. Give me something.
Yeah. It's been long enough. Like, give me a test shot and some Photoshop around it.
Concept art and storyboards. That's the shit that looked like Boss Logic put together 5 years ago.
Right.
I remember back in like March and April, like because I follow The Rock on Instagram, and he was like, hitting the airwaves and kind of giving his update, and he was in the middle of doing physical training for the movie. So it was timeline wise, I think they meant to start filming in like May or April, and he started training in March. So like he was getting fucking.
It's like when is he not?
Yeah.
When is he not
he's
training?
He was training for it. He's like, I'm training for Black Adam.
Extra steroids.
And just like the filming just never started. So it's got a slow start, but at least there's concepts and stuff, and it's getting back on track. But
well, it's kind of cool though, because like you don't really see too many studios do something like this, and obviously the times are dictating that they do. But it's enough to keep people engaged. Where it's like, okay, yeah, like we're interested. Like like Red said, you see those storyboards, like I'm in. Let's do this. Just
what I'm trying to figure out is if they really want to make Black Adam an anti-hero, who's he going to fight? There's got to be a villain, like a straight up evil villain.
There's a group of heroes in it, right? Hawkman's one.
There's Hawkman. Dr. Fate is in it.
Really? Okay, I missed all of this.
Oh,
was this in the concept art?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't see that in the concept art, but they did make announcements that some of the characters. I forgot the name of their group, but
is that the Justice Society?
There's a female character character. It's like more of a Justice Society like origin thing. But yeah, Dr. Fate's in it, Hawkman's in it, and then there's like a female character I'm not familiar with. But yeah, there's gonna be a couple other characters in there, and I assume Shazam is gonna show up at the end of it somehow.
I would love that to happen. I mean, they teased Henry Cavill as Superman at the end of Shazam, and if you haven't seen that, sorry, spoiler. But I would love to have Henry Cavill back because he is this generation's Christopher Reeve.
This all goes back to the success, the hopeful success of the Snyder Cut.
Yes,
Snyder Cut does super well, and I'm sure it will. It'll revitalize a lot of interest in this proposed franchise, in this universe, this cinematic universe. Because if we look at the Harley Quinn, like Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad, it's like they're keeping those connections there, but you're also not putting any focus on it. You know, so what's the other movie? Oh, we haven't talked about the Batman.
We'll get to Batman,
but like also DC needs to lean into and sort of embrace this concept that they don't need to be like Marvel, where every Marvel movie is interconnected within the same universe. Like DC has always kind of done a better job with the multiverse kind of.
I mean, the original concept was to bridge the gap with the Flash, and actually, Average Joe said he wasn't a fan of Ezra Miller as the Flash. I'm surprised they're keeping him in regards to that whole fan video that came out, but I don't give a shit about it. I was against Ezra Miller when I first saw him.
You never went to Europe and choked out a bitch? Come on, man.
I never have, but it's an aspiration of mine. But I wasn't a fan of Ezra when I seen him with the long hair, and I'm like, who is this Joker? Like, what is this?
He's an actor.
But then I saw him as the Flash, and I really liked how he carried himself, and I liked him in the Justice League movie. Like when he landed accidentally on top of Wonder Woman, that was very much like a throwback to the old Justice League cartoon. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Where he kind of had a crush on Wonder Woman. So I really appreciated that. And I like the way he brought that kind of childish charisma to the character. I was surprised. I was wrong. I was like 100% wrong about every character, every actor that they had in Justice League, save one. But, I knew the movie BVS and everything that was going to be terrible, but the actors themselves did a fantastic job. And that said, I forgot where I was going with this. I might be a little drunk.
Getting their own movies.
Getting their own.
Oh, yeah, drinking?
Movie.
Oh, I need to.
Oh, yeah. Why are you drinking, Red? It's Saturday.
I just got home. Man.
I actually need to reload, but
go do that.
I'm actually gonna switch to whiskey, but this shit is actually really good. Now, I'm a big fan of Southern Tier's Pumpkin Ale for years, but this year they came out with a limited cold brew version where they infuse cold brew coffee into the beer. It's fucking good.
Where'd you get that?
Louis Prado just said it was Mexico where the fan incident happened, not Europe. Thank you, sir.
Is it Mexico?
Apparently it was Mexico.
Oh, I thought it was Europe.
Oh, wait, now Average Joe said it happened in Iceland. I don't know where the fuck it happened now.
I reiterate, you haven't gone to Mexico and choked out of it?
Well, now I'm not even getting into my fucking vacation in Mexico. Let's just not even talk about that.
Whatever happened.
I mean, at that point,
you never went to fucking 42nd Street and 9th Avenue and choked out a bitch? What the fuck? Are you not living in New York City?
Guess I'm not. I need whiskey. I'll be right back.
Go get whiskey. No, I think if I assume the Flash movie is going to be a Paradox movie.
That was where I was going. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, Flashpoint, right? Some type of Flashpoint or something.
It was originally supposed to bridge the gap between the movies and the TV shows in Berlanti's universe. That was Berlanti's vision. Was the TV shows were one world and the movies were another, and it was all different multiverses and shit.
Well, didn't he make an appearance on
yes,
Flash?
And that was only because, and Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut, awesome. Like, hey, great that it's happening, but the shit that the stipulations that he put in place for the DCEU were fucked, and fuck you, Zack Snyder, for that, because Greg Berlanti wanted the whole shit connected. He wanted Ezra Miller in the Flash. In the TV show way before that, and it didn't happen because Snyder was like, well, you can't use any of these characters. That's why Manu Bennett as Deathstroke was kind of written off Arrow all of a sudden, because he was just like, well, I'm going to use him so nobody else can. And that's a dick move. He was a bad
Deathstroke anyway, though.
I liked him because I liked him from Spartacus, but that's me being a bit biased.
You want to talk about fan incidents? That guy has more fan incidents than anybody.
I don't even know. We'll have to talk about that.
That guy's thrown fists at fucking fans, man.
I don't doubt he looks gangster.
He's pretty gangster.
Don't say shit to fucking princess.
He's Australian, right?
I don't know.
Those guys just fucking fight, man.
It's what they do.
They don't give a fuck if you're a fan or not.
And I heard he's not that tall. He's like our height.
Boom!
Who's our? Wait, who's our height?
All right, not you. Not you, fucko.
Oh, fucking Deathstroke. Don't you know?
Way to rub it in, Red.
Yeah. That has to be clear.
Oh, shit. Anyway. I mean, like, when Ezra Miller showed up in the Flash TV show, that was awesome because it did kind of bridge the gap, and it just said, like, there are actual multiverses going on. And what I'm looking forward to in the Flashpoint movie is I want to see all the Batman. I want to see Ben Affleck as Batman return. I want to see Michael Keaton in a potential futuristic land. And I want to see a cameo from fucking Pattinson as well. Bridge the whole thing. Bring it all together.
And I'm pretty sure even if the actors that previously played Batman, if they didn't want to be a part of it, they just get a real clip and just put that shit somewhere in the background.
There's no reason they
George
can't have
Clooney,
everything.
Val Kilmer. I don't think Val Kilmer's going to get in shape.
No, Val Kilmer's done. Val Kilmer had throat cancer. He can't even talk.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He's got a clip of him, a picture of him, a sign in the background.
I met Val Kilmer. It was a rough experience. But actors don't have a choice either way. It's all with the studios and what the fucking screenwriters put in place. You know, the screenwriters write it, or there's a committee, and all the writers get together in a meeting, and they say, do we want to make this work? Let's see what we get. They get their scripts. The studios greenlight the shit, and the actors have to just do it. Now, Michael Keaton's already confirmed to be getting back into the Batsuit in some way or form. So it's either has to do with the Flashpoint Paradox thing, or what I would love is just let's move on to Batman Beyond.
Maybe both. Maybe this is a segue into Batman Beyond.
It could be both. They might use some of that digital special effects, make them look 30 years younger too.
Yeah,
true. They could also even
segue into like 3 different movies. You can get a Batman Beyond flick. You can get Ben Affleck versus Deathstroke, which is where I really want to see. Ben Affleck, Joker movie.
Ben Affleck was the first person to tease the Deathstroke test footage.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was Ben Affleck that leaked that test footage of Deathstroke before the Justice League movie came out, and because he wanted it more than anybody. So
that shit needs to happen. And I'm a big fan of Joe Manganiello as just a human being in general. Like, I'm very jealous that he's also married to Sofia Vergara, so that's just not fair.
The guy just hangs out in a random Comic-Con booth at Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con every year, and sells T-shirts.
The dude plays D&D like I play fucking Final Fantasy. That's commendable.
Yeah.
And like to invite, like to have little contests to invite random people like D&D fans into his game with mad celebrities. That's awesome. Like, he's a cool dude.
But it's got to be good. Like, my whole thing is, you don't just do it to do it and throw it out there. Like, have some sort of narrative in place. Like, I started watching Justice League, the movie that we got. I started watching it last night, and I'm looking at all these scenes, like specifically Barry Allen with his dad at the prison, and I'm just like, okay, the only reason why we let this slide is because there's a whole TV show that deals with this plot point, and if you're a fan, you understand why he's in prison and why this relationship is the way it is. Still, though, the whole reason why he's in fucking prison is because of Reverse Flash. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, or because of, what is it, Dr. Zoom? So
it's like interchangeable.
You know, it's like, so what are we setting up here? You know, and did we miss something? So I would like to see more with the Snyder Cut. I know we're going to get a lot more stuff and backstory and exposition with the Flash's character. I know Iris West is in it, so there's a whole sequence.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
That was supposed to make the final cut, and it got cut. It just got ditched. Ray Fisher's fucking Cyborg is like the center of the movie. Like, I want to say maybe, I'm going to say it right now, a third of the movie is going to go to him. You know,
well, that was a whole big deal with him too. He said it. He said originally he was like, this was supposed to be like his big breakout.
No, he
wasn't even in the movie practically.
Out his entire character. It could have been Justice League the movie, but it also was Justice League: The Origin of Cyborg because because they shot like when he was in high school. They shot him being a football star. They shot his death. They shot him turning into Cyborg and all this stuff with his dad. Like they did all this stuff. He's got a full fleshed out story.
Wow.
And we only got maybe 20 minutes of him in Justice League. Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there.
I mean, realistically, marketing wise, if they do Ray Fisher's Cyborg right, they could have a big African American character that they could portray in his own movies, and then be a lead-in to some Teen Titans movies. Yeah. Because at this point, let's face it, DC has nothing to combat or compare to Black Panther, and they haven't done a Martian Manhunter movie, which would be the only thing that I think would be close.
That's the other thing in the movie.
Martian Manhunter is my man. Like he is my favorite. Let's say unsung DC hero. Like the guy deserves a movie, or at the very least, a detective ass TV show. Like
it doesn't make any sense. Unless you address an alien landing in some way, shape, or form in these movies, you can't just have because like it's been speculated that the general that's shown up in Superman
is Martian Manhunter. Yes,
is Martian Manhunter. And they were going to do a big reveal that he was Martian Manhunter. But I just don't want to see... I don't want to sit through 3.5 hours of this Justice League Uncut movie just to have his character be revealed as Martian Manhunter.
Well, there was never an alien landing. In the original, the professor that, first met John Jones, like, teleported him in from Mars with this little device that he made and shit. I don't remember. I read the book a while ago, but on one of the reprints. But yeah, he like teleported his ass in. But all that aside,
just like Loki and the Tesseract.
It kind of with like a big old tube of some sort that it was almost like a kind of space bridge and shit. Like he just teleported the guy here from Mars. Like, oh, how did I get here?
It's a space bridge,
I mean, why not? Space bridge.
Bifrost, yeah.
I'm accepting of it at this point. I'm accepting of anything.
I don't want another. I don't need a space bridge in fucking the DC universe though. Give me something else.
So let's segue on into Pattinson here. Robert Pattinson's Batman. We saw a trailer, and
trailer. I've watched it a fucking 300 times.
I'm totally impressed.
Fucking art.
I like it.
And
I didn't think I would.
I've been on your show, Pete. I've been on your show a couple times, and we've talked about Pattinson's casting as Batman. And you're like, I don't know, Twilight, and I'm like, you don't get it. I
didn't, but I like to be proven wrong.
I gave you homework. There's movies that you got to watch. Robert Pattinson has transcended Twilight.
You're absolutely right.
He is
quietly,
like
very quietly. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Brash about it, right?
He ninja'd his ass into Batman, literally.
It's like he made his money up front and devoted his craft to the passion.
Fucking A, man. He's an actor, and look, he got his start in Harry Potter. Big ups to you, man. You went from Harry Potter
to Fire,
good old Cedric,
horrible YA fucking franchise that you did for the money. All right, you dated a bullshit fucking teen icon, Kristen Stewart. You did all the things that you were supposed to do as a young hot actor, especially you're British, and he transcended it. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and he is now in a place where he was doing great work. You got to see Good Time.
I've only seen a select few of his movies.
Oh my god!
Yeah, what was it? Z is another one. I heard that
the Lighthouse is supposed to be awesome. I still haven't watched that.
You're not gonna, Pete. I'm gonna tell you right now. You're gonna hate the Lighthouse, but you're gonna see the craftsmanship in his acting.
Okay.
You're gonna hate the movie. You're gonna be like, this is some fucking weird shit.
But I like weird shit though.
Okay.
No. I mean, I watched him in a flick that I can't remember the name of it. He
Say
was
no
like
more,
an
fam. I got
ex-soldier
you.
that was paralyzed, and he was in like a home, and he kept rolling around in his wheelchair. I can't remember the name of the flick.
He does some great. He takes a lot of risks.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot of that is to showcase his talent and get that whole Twilight, not to say a Twilight stink off of him, but just to not be typecast as Edward,
Yeah.
He's more than that.
Not that. He's so much more than that. And it's becoming pretty evident in what we're seeing from Batman. Also what's the director's name? Reeves.
Matt Reeves.
Matt
Reeves, not Christopher Reeves. He's Superman.
He's dead.
Matt Reeves. He also. He's also somebody. What?
Nah, fucking Pete, yo. He was like, nah,
you know what?
Him.
Nah, he's dead.
Robert Pattinson playing Christopher Reeves in a biopic about Christopher Reeves. No, but Matt Reeves also he's paid his dues with the Planet of the Apes
Planet of the Apes series.
Right,
He
really
put those movies.
So he's a guy that really is passionate about narrative and telling a good story. So, I mean, you need a director like that to take on the task of, I have a CGI monkey. How do we get people to care about
Apes together strong?
How do we get people to care about a CGI monkey? That's a really hard task for a director to pull off.
And it's not even Harambe, so who the fuck cares?
And you could do that. I think Batman is easy.
This monkey's a terrorist.
Biopic.
And now I know I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I didn't eat lunch.
The one that grabbed the kid?
Yeah. That protected his ass.
Protected that.
And then they fucking shot him. And life hasn't been the same since. Nothing's been the same.
Nothing's been the same since Tony Stark died in Endgame.
All I have to say is, I was absolutely skeptical about Battinson, which I think is a fantastic hashtag. Like the clever hashtags for the new Batman stuff is great.
Yeah, Batfleck, Battinson. Yeah.
When he spoke, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I dig
that
it.
Is Batman.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
And also the choice of what he says, I am vengeance.
Instead of I am Batman, right. That's what I was expecting to hear.
Yeah.
All right, to give you a little context, this is a year 2 Batman story. So this would, to put it in some sort of context, this would be like the Batman Begins 1.5. So this would be like...
Yeah, I heard he's been around, he's established, the city knows of him, but he's not getting the results that he wants.
The cops know of him.
Yeah, he's still rumored in the streets.
Right,
yeah, exactly.
He's a little bit more of a mythological character.
But he's still really pissed off because he's not getting the results he wanted. I guess when he originated, right, he just thought he could just stop crime for a little bit and change the whole city.
Right.
He didn't realize this was gonna be his career for the rest of his life, and he's probably pissed off about it.
Yeah. Like, what's my purpose here? What am I doing?
Exactly. What exactly am I doing now?
And
am I wasting my time? Or
now he's finally, maybe he was already used to beating up like small bit time criminals and stuff like that. Like that I Am Vengeance scene, I guarantee you is within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, this is him definitely moving up the ranks of like criminals and shit.
So like when he gets a call from the police department to solve this case because they're all stumped and shit. And you see it. He's walking down the hallway, and all these cops are like, "Who the fuck is this?" It's another level for him.
I want to see Detective Batman.
That's
Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves was promising that. Like he said, this is gonna be. Excuse me. This is gonna be like a noir flick almost, where he's gonna have like heavy detective aspects.
You've seen a lot of the movie Seven. I know that Chinatown was a huge influence on him. For like inspirations and stuff like that. So I'm seeing a lot of that. So it's going to be gritty like Seven, but also like kind of twisty turny in terms of a detective noir like Chinatown. And if you haven't seen Chinatown, you really need to do yourself a favor.
I have not seen Chinatown. That's definitely something on the list.
Listen, baby.
Average Joe wants to know: was Michael Keaton beaten? I think maybe Keatman might be a better hashtag for him. I think
Keaton beaten. What do you mean?
Well, like going with the actor and the Batman moniker for a hashtag.
Oh,
I think Keatman might work better.
Keatman.
Yeah.
Michael Keatman.
Beating sounds like you whacking off.
Yeah, or just beating fucking Selena Kyle with his bat belt or something. Something horrible is happening.
She also looks great. She also looks great in the trailer.
She actually does it. I'm not the hugest fan of her, Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, I take a reliever, but she looks like she's got some really cool moves going on. Like they definitely trained her a lot in what looks to be a little bit of like capoeira or some kind of crazy shit, like some gymnastic stuff. Looks good.
And then the villains we got are, I think the confirmed villains are Firefly, the Riddler, and Penguin.
I heard that this is going to be like kind of a take, not necessarily an actual adaptation, but a take on Long Halloween, which they are also purportedly doing a animated movie of.
Why would they do that? I'm not a fan of that.
Oh my god! If they do that shit right, it's supposed to be
but not at the same time when the movie's coming out. I don't want to see the same story twice.
Here's the thing. Christopher Nolan also cited Long Halloween as inspiration for Dark Knight. When actors and filmmakers say, we're inspired by this, or we use a little bit of
Got it. I'm thinking adaptation.
It's not adaptation.
You're right.
It's inspirations. Now, but at the same time, I also hold out hope on animated movies because every time they said, they announced, we're doing Batman Hush as an animated film. Great, awesome. We're doing Killing Joke. Fuck you.
That sucked balls.
We're doing, Gotham by Gaslight. Nothing crazy. It wasn't.
I didn't mind that.
It wasn't great.
But they had a great record prior to that.
Sure. And those are some of the best Batman books we got. So, when they did announce officially that it's going to be a 2-part movie series for the Long Halloween adaptation. Okay. Okay.
Do you need to?
There's a rumor that Supernatural's Jensen Ackles, who I'm a big fan of because I love the show, is going to be the voice of Batman. So he'll finally actually get to play Batman since he's been in the running for so long. I'm more excited for him to
play the Patriot guy in
The Boys. Yeah, he's gonna be.
You know why they did that? What's his name? Not the Patriot guy.
I can't think of his fucking name now.
I thought it was the Patriot guy or
Captain
Patriot?
Something. Fuck. Let's just look it up.
Captain America spinoff.
Captain Fuck.
But the reason that's perfect casting. You know why? Because he was one of the top 3 in the running to play Captain America.
Yes. Yeah.
Soldier Boy.
That's it. I'm like,
yeah, he was almost Captain America. That's true.
It was him, John Krasinski, and Chris Evans. So I think it was sort of just like an ode or a nod to the fact that he never got to play Captain.
Did you ever see the interview with John Krasinski when he was talking about kind of doing the first costume test?
No, well, yeah, I remember hearing about it.
And he just sees Hemsworth as Thor, walk past him, and he's like, nope. Never mind.
I'm done.
I'm done. This ain't me. And I like Krasinski a lot. I'm a fan of him since The Office. I haven't watched the Jack Ryan stuff on Amazon yet.
He's getting his own show. Good.
I can't wait for him to be fucking Reed Richards because if he's not Reed Richards, that's just a loss for the entire season.
One is Miss Fantastic.
Who? And get his wife.
It works out.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect combo.
Yeah.
I had a fan casting for that, so I
don't know if they have like a policy where they don't work together, but I think this would be.
They clearly do. I mean, look at
they worked on the Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They made movies together.
And then
they could definitely pull that off. I mean, that would be a dope power casting to have them both as Reed and Sue.
They already got the chemistry of being husband and wife, yo. Now they get to bicker at each other and playfully bicker if they can get away with saying some slick shit. Right. I wish I could say some slick shit to my wife and be like, "Baby, I'm just acting. It's in the script.
Come on, stop going off the script."
I'm improvising every scene.
Yeah, but she'd know every time you're bullshitting.
Oh man. But I had a whole fan casting for the Fantastic Four movie, so I have everything from the 4 to Doom, but we can talk about that some other day.
I just want to know who's your Dr. Doom.
So I actually, it was originally James Badge Dale, but then I realized that James Badge Dale was that henchman he was one of the extremist soldiers in Iron Man 3.
Okay.
So he was my first original, but then I thought, just give it to John Hamm.
Yeah.
I agree. Damn,
man, he got big over the years, and he's like that. He's got that tall stature. He could do that corporate, sleazy American kind, or guy. Just got
absolutely.
He was that for 6 years in Mad Men.
Mad Men, right? He's a Mad Men.
He cut his teeth on that show, which was phenomenal. If you haven't watched that show, you really are missing out. It's not just for him, but also for John Slattery. On that show, he has the best lines on that show.
I mean, there's been a big rumor that Giancarlo Esposito was kind of in line for Dr. Doom, and I just don't see it. And I mean, not to take away, the guy's a great actor, and he's an awesome villain. He's an awesome hero. He's fucking awesome in everything he does.
He's too old.
Yeah, that's another problem. I just don't see him as Doom, especially if you're going to have a college rival of Reed Richards. Unless you cast a fucking 60-year-old Reed Richards, how's that going to work?
Yeah, right. You also need an actor. You need a humble enough actor that's okay acting the majority of the role in a mask. So that's a big thing. A lot of A-list actors have turned down roles because they realized that their face was going to be hidden by a mask for the majority of the movie. So that's a big factor.
I didn't realize how big that is. Yeah,
as it is, and as superficial as it sounds, that's also a huge thing that studios take into consideration. It's like, what actor can act through a mask and be okay with not showing their pretty fucking face?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be the voice too.
To make a very quick video game segue, that's the biggest reason why a Halo movie hasn't really gotten off the ground yet. Yeah. Now, the fact that they're doing the TV show and who they cast for that show is fucking phenomenal, and that's how they're gonna pull it off.
But what did they cast?
I gotta look it up, but
what huge production recently kind of proves the point that you don't need to show the face.
Right.
Mandalorian.
Exactly.
Mandalorian.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because
there is no precedent for it. And the fact that it's going to be shot, the fact that it's being shot as a TV show, fits the aesthetic of the Halo universe way better than a film will.
Right.
Remind me, did he show his face
lend themselves to the TV better?
What's that? What's that?
At the end, the Mandalorian, the last episode.
Yeah, he showed his face again, right?
Because
I kind of hated they did,
but
only to the robot.
Nobody else could see it. Yeah,
only to the robot. Yeah,
right. Yeah, exactly.
Contextually, it worked. Exactly. As an audience member, I would have liked to just seen the whole season go by without seeing his face.
Mm-hmm.
But they justified him taking off the helmet because it was only to a robot. He's not a living thing.
Vegetable Tube said Pedro Pascal as Dr. Doom. If he does well as Maxwell Lord, I'm okay with it. And now that's a good segue into our last trailer for DC FanDome was Wonder Woman.
I have this pet peeve about actors playing a character in the DC universe and also playing actors or characters in the Marvel universe.
But at this point, it's too many movies. It's bound to cross over eventually.
Yeah, I let it slide. I let Ryan Reynolds slide because he was always born to play Deadpool. So and Chris Evans, but Chris Evans, that originally I remember annoyed the fuck out of me. It's like, you're Human Torch. Why are you going to be Captain America?
Yeah, me too.
He was a fantastic Human Torch.
I felt the same way. It's not fair. He can't play two Marvel characters. That's fucked up.
The thing about it, the thing that made it even more palatable was the kind of character that he played in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yeah.
Because he was a complete arrogant fuckhead in that movie
douchebag.
Yeah, total douchebag. But that's what Johnny Storm really was, you know, in essence, until he gets humbled.
It was a smart move for him because he was getting sort of like typecasted as like the frat boy douchebag.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So. Yeah, and then when you see him interact with the other actors, and and all the interviews he did, like since he took on the role as Captain America, you find out the kind of person that he really is. He's a goofball like the rest of us. Which is
him and Michael Chiklis were the best things about Fantastic Four.
Oh, totally. Their chemistry.
That's my big casting move for. So you know who I have for the Thing.
You bring
to go along with the John Krasinski casting. Always forget the fucker's name. Let me figure it out. He played Pam's original fiance in The Office.
Oh, the dude that's alongside John Krasinski in the Amazon shit in
the Jack Ryan.
Yeah, the Jack Ryan shit.
Jack Ryan.
Yeah, he was in for like a couple of episodes. I know. I haven't watched it, but I know I've seen him in the preview.
Played soldiers together in the Michael Bay movie, the Bengali.
Yeah, it was Roy, basically from The Office.
Yo, Roy. That's who I want for. I
like that. That's good.
You know him and John Krasinski. They're best friends.
Are they?
Well, yes, they are best friends off camera.
That's awesome.
They hang out all the time. There's this great video of them at a Red Sox game because they're from Boston. They're at a Red Sox game and they FaceTimed Jenna Fisher, and it's John Krasinski's face. He's like, "Sorry, I didn't call you. I'm at the game." And he pans over, and the other guy is right next to him, and then he's just like looking at him, like with this shit-eating grin on. But yeah, they hang out. So they have great chemistry off camera. On camera, I think they would have great chemistry. And they have a history together. And because Reed Richards and
Ben Grimm are the oldest of friends.
Best friends, yeah.
Friends, I just think that it's right for that thing. And also,
I never knew they were so good of friends. That's an awesome casting call.
And also, like, he's not an A-list actor, but he's a strong enough actor that he could do good motion capture work.
Yeah.
So, like, he wouldn't have a problem playing a CGI character.
And he's got that gruff voice. He's got that like demeanor that it really works.
You know, he played the Red Ranger's dad in that new Power Rangers movie.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And that was like he grew a beard. He was a little bit more gruff in that. And I'm like, I could see him doing this. I
just recently watched an episode with him. I got into Person of Interest recently on Netflix.
Thank you, Chris.
And it's a dope show. But he was just recently in one of the random episodes of that show. Because, that's what I've been doing with my time instead of watching anything.
What if they got the dude from the Office? The dude that was the foreman at the compound, the comedian.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Black. He was in 40-year-old Virgin.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Hot Tub Time Machine.
I never know this fucking guy's name. Daryl.
That shit will add another layer of comedy to some scientific shit. As the Thing. Yeah. Make him the Thing.
Nah.
If you just do straight voice acting.
Craig Robinson was the actor.
You need an actor with gravitas. Like that's you need a rock. You need a rock actor,
I will never forget watching fucking This Is the End. If you've never seen that movie,
I love it.
Please watch the unrated version where Satan's cock is actually swinging in the breeze. But when he fucking the kid from Superbad is like, help me. He's like, no, it's too late for you. You're already in the hole. And he runs away and he fucking sinks into the shit.
Senna, what's his name?
I don't fucking know. Kid from Superbad.
Michael Cera?
Not Michael Cera, the other guy.
Jonah Hill?
What's the name? Jonah Hill.
No, Michael Cera.
Oh,
he was
Michael Cera.
Getting a rim job in the bathroom.
Yes. Did you say Michael Cera already? I don't know. I'm fucking like 6 whiskeys in. I don't know.
Johnny Storm, if you're going to have Emily Blunt, a British actress, keep her British. Like, let them just be British. And have her brother be the kid from fucking that horrible Robin Hood movie. He played...
Charlie Hunnam.
No. Kingsman. He was the leading Kingsman.
Oh, that kid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
He could be a good Johnny Storm.
The hell's his name?
I can see that.
Yeah, that could work. That could work.
Because he's young. Yeah. He's a pretty fit kid. He could be cocky. Let him be arrogant.
I forgot about that kid.
There was a rumors going around recently, and he debunked it that he was in the running for Wolverine because I know Hugh Jackman gave him the blessing because they did that Something the Eagle together, that movie, that lesser known indie movie together. But I think he works better as Johnny Storm.
Yeah, I agree. And just
let's segue into Wonder Woman real quick. What do you got, Cheese?
Oh, as a quick aside, Pablo Schreiber is a guy who was cast as Master Chief for the Halo TV show. And the thing is that he's actually perfect for the voice part because he's got a gravelly, gruff voice. And Steve Downs, who is the voice of Master Chief for Halo, has that same type of voice.
Is that official? So, is that officially announced?
That's official, yeah.
Pablo Schreiber is... That's Leah
for the Showtime, right? This is supposed to be on Showtime?
Yeah.
Dude, that is perfect casting. I love him, man.
Yeah, I saw one interview with him, and I said, "All right, I'm sold, done." Because he's got the stature.
Recently. There's a movie I saw recently with him. It's like a heist movie with him and fucking 50 Cent. They did a movie together. Taron Egerton is the name.
Taron Egerton, yeah.
Den. Did you watch that? That's a hot movie.
I didn't see that.
Check that movie out.
It was too long, man. I feel like it was never ending. I enjoyed it. But
Pablo Schreiber plays a savage in that movie.
Yeah,
man.
He's in that too.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
he's in American Gods too.
I gotta watch that, man. Yeah. I really need to sit down and watch that.
Yeah, American Gods was what landed him the role.
I have an aside here. Luis Prado was mentioning Pedro Pascal was in Mandalorian, and he was great in Knives Out next to Daniel Craig.
Yes.
What about Daniel Craig as Dr. Doom? He's a good fucking actor. I think he will pull that shit off.
It'll give him something to do other than James Bond.
And he's got the physical fighting capabilities to pull it off.
He could do.
He probably wouldn't mind being covered up for half the movie. Where he'd be like, I'm sitting this one out. Yo, y'all film my scenes. I come back later.
He broke his body doing a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised he even still wants to act at this point.
Yeah.
So
that would be great. That would be great. He could take almost like an Iron Man role where he just got to show up to do it.
Yeah, and he wouldn't even have to alter his accent all that much.
No, just let it fly because it's European anyway. Yeah, do it.
I loved him in Knives Out, though. I hope
Knives Out was so good.
I need to watch that movie. I need to watch that movie.
I hope they make him a franchise character, and Ryan Johnson don't ever touch a fucking Star Wars movie ever again. But
please
doing Knives Out movies by all means.
Yeah,
it was Craig work. I don't know how watching the movie, and this is not a spoiler. Watching the movie, I don't know how you're gonna have a detective murder mystery and reveal who the murderer is a half hour into the movie and still be like, how's this gonna work? But it worked.
I was like, what's the point of this movie? How much time is left?
Where's this going? It was so good. Cheese, you gotta watch it. I'd love to hear your fucking commentary on it.
Yeah,
I would say
the casting of
an hour through the movie. Not a half hour, about an hour into the movie. But it was a good time. It was a good follow-up movie to kind of redeem himself after The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I've always loved Ryan Johnson movies. Have you ever seen Brick? Brick is a modern
Brick. I don't think
noir. He also did. So he did Brick, which it's with I can't do names right now. Jesus Christ.
Keep drinking.
Alcohol do that to
you. He also did Looper.
Oh, Looper was good.
Oh, okay,
Looper was cool.
Looper was great.
Looper.
I didn't think I was going to enjoy that movie, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's kind of like a good twist on the time travel thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, let's segue into
Dr. Doom. Chris Roy thinks John Hamm is Dr. Doom too. That was
John Hamm is a great cast.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Thank you, Chris. Chris is on my fucking fact checking.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. All right, he was just in that movie with Jamie Foxx, that Project Power movie.
Oh, Project Power.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Really good. It
wasn't bad.
That would have been a great summertime blockbuster.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have definitely loved to watch that in the movie theaters.
It wasn't bad. I liked it. But Joseph Gordon-Levitt was also in Brick. It was like an early movie for Brick, or for Joseph Gordon-Levitt too. And it's weird. It's Years later, I discovered I used to bartend at Calexico on Manhattan Avenue, and one of my fellow bartenders that I bartended with, I realized years after I left that job that I was bartending with one of the actors from the movie Brick.
No shit.
Yeah, he played like a supporting role in it, and I'm like, holy shit.
I gotta watch this movie. I never seen it.
Yeah. It's a modern film noir.
He's dying to talk about Wonder Woman.
I really want to talk about Wonder Woman.
Because I'll be honest with you, man, I got some strong opinions on the fucker.
Go for it. I love her.
Let's go.
I love Wonder Woman. I thought the first Wonder Woman movie was pitch perfect. Obviously, it suffers from a little bit of villain issues, but
CGI stuff.
Yeah. How do you do Ares right?
Just a little bit too much exposition at the end there.
I didn't expect it to be him. I really didn't.
I didn't either.
That was the brilliant thing about that movie, was the fact that you never in a million years think it was going to be him.
Like, holy shit, it's Professor Lupin. He's the bad guy.
Yeah. But then after he's revealed, then you do the whole grandstanding thing. Like, it just seemed a little too cliche.
You know who that actor is? He also played a villain very early on in his career. He was the evil king in Braveheart.
That was him?
It was him.
No. I got to go back and watch that.
Yeah, it was him. I forget his name. Thwaites. This is like something Thwaites or something like that. He's a good actor.
Which evil king was he? Because there's a lot of them in Braveheart. He was
the young bastard, king that in order to kill him at the end of the movie, you have to kill him.
He was the... Yeah, he was the
prince. Was he prince?
He wasn't a prince, but he was like the magistrate of that area. He was the one. He was the one that
he was the one that they
claimed prima nocte on.
You're talking a lot of words.
No. I'm sorry, not Braveheart. Dragonheart.
Holy shit! Dragonheart.
Shit. Now we're talking.
That's a big fucking difference.
Braveheart.
Fucking hell.
Yo, no more drinking for you if we're going to keep talking.
I only had one whole hard seltzer. I just had one.
What the fuck, man? I'm on like 7 whiskeys here.
I'm on a diet.
You're used to it though, Pete.
That's true. I'm a straight up alcoholic.
Dragonheart. He was the evil little bastard fucking bitch prince or king from Dragonheart.
Oh shit.
Bitch prince.
I can't watch that movie because the dragon dies at the end. I get upset like it's a dog.
In order to kill him.
Goddamn, yo. Fuck.
That was sad.
No, I'm kidding.
Braveheart.
But yeah, are we all in agreement here that the whole Steve being alive thing is all in her head because of Maxwell Lord?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that official? Is he officially back, or those are just dream sequences? I just thought she was hoping for him to be around.
I think when he tells them people of the world, whatever, I can give you your greatest dreams. That I whatever the fuck, I can make your dreams come true. I think that shit is all in her head.
I'm feeling a little bit of hints of Jim Carrey's The Riddler's plan in Batman Forever,
with that and being broadcast all over the place,
all passing into people's minds, and he's convinced and brainwashing people that they're getting whatever they want.
Oh my God.
And for Diana, all she wants is Steve Trevor back, and it just seems abundantly obvious because it's in the 80s. It's 40 years after World War.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. He hasn't aged. Even if he did survive the crash, he hasn't aged.
He hasn't aged. What's going on here?
And he makes it a point to say, you look exactly the same. Well, motherfucker, you do too.
Yeah.
What's up?
So it just seems like a little bit of a spoiler thing. I don't know. It clearly.
But I mean, if you don't know, and most people don't know who Maxwell Lord is, because I've had a lot of people text me after watching the Wonder Woman trailer, ain't he supposed to be dead? And I'm like, do you really want to know my thoughts on this? Because it's a potential spoiler. But I think this is going to piss her off just enough to snap his neck at the end, which could also be why she kind of goes into hiding. Because what if she does this publicly? What if the world witnesses her snap his fucking neck on national TV?
But she never had no problem killing people.
That's true. But this is the movie world versus comics.
It does seem like Maxwell Lord's sort of whole thing is that he has control over the media in some aspect. I'm seeing hints of that. So it's he's manipulating the narrative and the way people get their information and their news. So,
and they said in Justice League, like, or was it Batman vs Superman? Like, nobody's really heard from her for the last, how many years? Like, she's kind of been in hiding. So it would all kind of tie together. Like, if they see her do this shit, and then
I would like to have seen a World War II Wonder Woman movie, but
yeah. I mean, there's potential. They can always do a flashback flip.
So Chris says Wonder Woman gonna have a magical stone that gives you what you want, but you sacrifice. Max owns it. That turns Cheetah into a cat, but she loses humanity. Diana gets her man, but weakens her. That's why she was so weak in Justice League and BVS. That's Chris's theory.
What sort of magical stone is this?
I don't know, Chris. What is this stone you speak of?
I mean, next time we should just send Chris a link to this so he can just chime in, and instead of being like on a third party.
He would love that. He would love that.
Yeah.
Next
round, you're in.
Get you in. But I mean, listen, is it going to be an entertaining movie? I'm sure. It's Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot is fucking
wonderful.
She's
no pun intended.
She's wonderful. And what do you think about Cheetah, though?
You know what? I like Kristen Wiig. I really do. I thought she was great in Bridesmaids.
Yeah,
really? You say terrible?
I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. I think there's going to be handled very well. I honestly, I guess I have more of a gripe that they revealed her in the trailer, or her full form in the trailer. Mm-hmm. I kind of wish they would have kept that a little bit more secret.
I mean,
they was gonna show it off because they announced her. They announced her character, who she was gonna be. It would have this whole event was to get the fans excited to show them. They showing their hand.
Yeah,
they want the people to know what's coming.
I think they had to because so many people were concerned that she was just going to be Kristen Wiig in like a leopard print sweater or like a jacket or something. Yeah. So the idea that she's actually going to have like some CGI powers and that whole Barbara, what did you do?
Yeah, you see
it adds to the character
because the first teaser trailer showed them they're becoming friends, you know. So you definitely see that she's a woman that's yearning for something more in her life, and as long as they flesh that out a little bit, I think it'll be cool.
And Kristen Wiig kind of embodies that. Like she's, you know, she's a pretty woman, but she's,
that's what Bridesmaids is all about.
She could definitely look ferocious.
And at the same time, she's like, I'm just gonna call a spade here. She's not the prettiest woman Hollywood has ever had to offer. So the idea that she would want more is completely plausible, especially in the face of somebody like Gal Gadot. I mean, she was just eyes bug out of your face, gorgeous, and where she would be a friend to her, and she wants what she has, kind of thing. And that's entirely believable. Like I'm with it. I understand where the character's coming from. I feel for it. Like. Yeah, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, the only biggest thing is can she bring the intensity that's going to be needed?
I think so.
Yeah, I agree. So
I mean,
it's pretty smart casting.
Let's forget Ghostbusters ever happened, but I love Bridesmaids.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bridesmaids.
She was
really
great.
Good.
Bridesmaids
was like, fucking. It was literally like the female Hangover. And I loved it. I thought I laughed my fucking balls off watching Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids is great. Yeah. It also gave us what's her name?
Jenny McCarthy. Fucking what's her name? Jenny McCarthy's cousin. I can't fucking think of her name.
Jenny McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. Yes.
Yeah, she was fucking great.
That's her cousin for real.
That's her cousin for real. Yeah.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, swear to God, that's her cousin.
Jenny McCarthy and Melissa McCarthy are related. They're cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense because Jenny McCarthy was also quite hysterical.
Yeah, so, she's funny gal.
Goofy like that. So at least we know where the sense of humor comes.
What was that MTV show that she did? What was it? Not Love Line. Singled Out.
Dating show, right?
Singled Out.
Singled Out. That was it. Yeah.
Wow, I don't even remember the concept of that show, but I remember it.
Like it was basically
the blind dating game.
Yeah.
It was like Guess Who?
Oh,
but dating. It was like, if you say no to this, you're out. Like basically that sort of thing. But she would bust every single dude's balls incessantly. It was brilliant.
She was a great
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
So I mean, I used to watch Melissa McCarthy on fucking Mike and Molly. I thought that show was hilarious. Yeah, my dad got me into that shit.
And then her role in basketball.
Yes. Basketball is such a fucking underrated flick. She's like, here, I sucked the chrome off of this doorknob for you.
She's like, what do you want to do next? She's like, well, let's lay some carpet. And then just her laying
carpet. That's such a good movie. I haven't seen that shit in ages.
That's worth a rewatch, I think.
Basically. It really is.
Steve Perry. Welcome to Australia. But
little bitch. Little bitch.
Oh my god.
All right, so I do want to address the whole and just sort of express my impression on DC FanDome as a whole, just as an online streaming con, essentially. Like it's a panel streaming con. It works so well, and I can honestly see this becoming an annual thing. And it saves cost. It saves cost having to ship fucking actors and do productions at Comic-Cons every year. Will it have an effect at Comic-Cons? I don't know in the future. But just the idea that shit, my thing ended. The idea that you can stay at home and you don't have to fucking spend thousands and hundreds of dollars venturing to a Comic-Con every year just to get all the information that you want. Because let's be honest, like for me, I'm a cosplayer and I like collecting. So when I go to Comic-Cons, my last priority, unless it's something I really want to sit in on, are panels.
Right.
You know? Because I know in 24 hours,
it'll be online.
It'll be online. I can see that trailer online, so I don't need to wait on fucking line and sweat
for 7 hours and waste your entire Comic-Con day.
Exactly. There's so much to do already.
Right.
So this actually, for me, I was insanely satisfied.
The only thing I missed at Comic-Con was, and I hate looking at all of the new shit and trying to take pictures and report on it and things like that. I miss just going to the dealers' tables and seeing what's for sale, seeing the comics on the wall and everything, and looking at prices and stuff. That's fun for me.
Yeah.
And I know that everything is horrendously overpriced because dealers have to justify the price of their fucking place.
You can haggle. Don't you haggle with them?
Yeah, if you got cash, you can haggle.
I'm like, come on, man. I know this is Comic-Con and shit.
Like, yo, what's the best? What can you do on this? That's my line. Like, what's the best you can do here?
For me, it's getting the signatures that I can't normally get, and I don't do any mail-in grading to CGC, so I just kind of like bring all the books that I want for the year. Mm-hmm. And I just get them all signed and graded in one weekend. So
it's like that hustler that's running around.
Although I will say,
out of Sally.
I get a book back and I'm like, this was a 9.8, and it comes back a 9.0, and I'm like, that fucking Ben wasn't.
Oh there. Yeah, you gotta blow somebody at CGC for a fucking 9.8. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
right.
Just I think there's so many books going through their booth that you're running the risk of shit getting damaged in handling.
Yeah.
Whereas if you package it up and ship it out yourself. But
you almost want to kind of like semi-slab it yourself before you hand it over.
Honestly, I use a guy on the boards. I don't want to shout him out just in case like he doesn't want the extra shout out, but feel free to hit me up if you guys want. I'll drop you his name. He's very, very good. He got my Amazing Spider-Man 667, the Delato variant. That graded a 9.2 when I first sent it out, and I sent it to him for a pressing, and the man is a magician. Awesome. And he got that shit to a 9.6.
Oh, dude, I'm looking for a good pressing guy. Nice. I'm looking for a good pressing guy.
It cost me all of $25.
Dude, that's awesome.
Plus, whatever CGC, but still.
CGC pressing, CGC has their own pressing fee.
I don't like them.
It's like $15, but it sucks. The pressing
but you also pay the insurance on the book, and it's like, you didn't do anything for me. You didn't, I'm sorry. I just don't think they do a good job. My humble opinion. Fuck CCS. I'll use CCS if I need to. I have a book that I want to that's restored that I want to unrestore. There's some color touch on it that I want to take off and then regrade for a blue label. That's it. Right. That's the only thing I'll use CCS for. But as far as pressing and shit goes, my man Joe in Florida is just, I mean, he's second to none.
Cool.
So yeah, if anybody wants that information,
he'll press
let me know.
He'll press, then send it off to CGC.
And he'll send it all. You fill out all the CGC forms and everything, print everything out. Like you, as a CGC member, you print everything out, send it out, and then put all the forms and the book together along with his form that you get from his website and the pressing, and send it out, and then he will submit it to CGC himself, but still under your name and
right.
You know,
so when it's all graded, it gets shipped to me, right?
It gets shipped to you.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So a 9.2 to a 9.6. That's a $20,000. Yeah,
normally they only add like one grade higher. Usually they're only able to add like a 0.2.
Sometimes, Bo, that's a question of thousands of dollars. You never know, depending on the book.
It's awesome.
Did y'all see the FanDome live? Because all I got was the updates. I wasn't watching it live. Did y'all see it live as it aired?
I just went to the website. It was a lot. So it was one streaming video just played throughout.
And you said it was great. So this could set the blueprint up for like Comic-Con, D23, where we don't have to be in the city to fucking enjoy it.
Yeah. You know, which is
if it was that good, shit.
Because to me, Comic Cons are comic book conventions. So like, I would like to see Comic Cons become more of a comic book convention again,
and like the old school days,
and not just a fucking platform for big studios to promote their.
Save all that Hollywood shit for online.
It gets crazy, man. It gets crazy. Now, granted, like actors can still go and do their photo booths and
do signings and shit like that. Yeah,
do that independently. You don't do your studio anymore. So so like. Every year those guest lists are going to change, but I'd rather see a lot of them open up more space and not have so many panels and shit like that. So,
to answer Joshua Nystrom, yes, New York Comic Con is officially canceled. It's going to be all online, the same way San Diego was, same way DC FanDome was. Everything's going to be all panels online and everything. But like Rocco said. If you miss the actual panel, it's just going to be on YouTube in a day, less than a day. So
less than
whatever.
that, yeah.
All I want is the idea to. I want to be able to peruse dealer tables, which I heard they did that at an anime FanDome, an anime con that was online, and there was actually like a dealer's room where you could actually go to websites and eBay stores and things like that were specifically set up for the con. And stuff was for sale, so you could actually buy shit there, which I'm also looking forward to. Like like you said, I like the Comic-Con aspect of it. I want to see books for sale. I want to add to my collection. That's what I go to con for.
Like, through the years, I've learned, I've sort of discovered that, like, and realized, like, a lot of creators, a lot of comic book artists and writers, they have their own table and stuff like that. They become less enthusiastic about their signings because it's just so overwhelming.
Right.
There's just so many people everywhere. So, like, if you
you also get dickweeds with like a fucking short box of books that, like, they got a CGC guy there, and they're just signing and signing and signing.
If they were the rules, I love J. Scott Campbell, Pete. You know that,
right?
He no longer does tableside witnessing for CGC. If you want your J. Scott Campbell CGC certification, you just go right through the CGC booth, and I never get to meet or talk to J. Scott Campbell anymore, unless I want a book that I don't plan on grading.
Oh wow! Okay.
I wait on his line. So if you his rule usually is first book is free, and then it's like $10 a signature after that, whatever. So if I just wanted to like meet J. Scott Campbell and bullshit with him for 5 minutes, I'll just bring one item that I don't plan on grading for him to sign,
and I'll sign right,
and I'll just bullshit with him. But if like there used to be a time where he could sign, like if I had 6 J. Scott Campbell books that I wanted him to sign and get graded, I'll have my witness. I wait online, and while he's signing those 6 books, I'm bullshitting with him.
Right.
And that doesn't happen anymore.
But six books is not a problem. 36 books is a fucking problem.
I think 10 books is fine. I think if there's a rule, it's like any person that wants more than 10 books signed from a single person, they need to schedule a time slot.
I fully agree.
Or they need to drop their books off and then you come pick them up tomorrow because they're all behind.
Or the CGC come and pick them up. It's bullshit.
Stand there with 100 people behind you waiting for 1,000 books to get signed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And like you're gonna make money, or like people that want to complain about artists and writers charging for signatures. If you're gonna fucking make $300 off of my fucking name, I'm gonna charge you for my fucking name.
Right.
Ridiculous.
And honestly, like I don't blame the artist or the creator for sitting there and doing it, because they are literally charging whatever a signature.
Actors do it.
They're making money.
Everybody does it. Why can't an artist do it?
But like I've also seen artists who appreciate their fans and understand the situation. They'll go, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna move you to the side. Okay, let's get this line moving. And they consciously operate like that, and that's also like a lot of these bigger artists have like an assistant that kind of like deals with all the money and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, I would love to be an assistant to a fucking famous artist, man. I think that would be a great job,
Yeah.
Good with crowd control. I'm a bartender. It's like, it's the same thing. But so many artists are out there and you need an assistant. I'm cheap. But I also take no bullshit either. So if you're one of those people, like, get the fuck out of here. So I'll bounce your ass. But it just needs to be streamlined a little bit more. But I would say, going back to the initial point, is that if the con itself was alleviated of so much shit going on, because like every year they add another 100,000 tickets. So it's like every New York Comic Con, there's 100,000 more people going and filing and revolving through the doors every year.
And the majority of them aren't even looking to get books signed. They're there for the panels. They're there for all the pomp and circumstance with all the announcements at the big booths and all that shit. They're not even there for the real thing that made the Comic Con so popular.
They're there for fucking Funko Pops.
Listen now.
Listen.
Don't make me show off.
You've seen my basement.
I know. I have.
But then you get.
But I won't spend the fucking 7 hours on that line. I'll pay an extra.
I'll spend
$20
on the line if I'm guaranteed to get the Funko Pop that I want. But sometimes you go and everything's something like that, and you're like, "What's the point of this?"
Right. I can't do it. I'll spend $20 extra if somebody waited on that line. Like, you earned it.
I always like, who wants to make $20? Who wants to make $20? And I find one guy who's just like, "What do you need?" I said, "I just need one Funko Pop. It's the Star Wars one. Here's $20, and then here's the $15 for the." It is totally worth it.
Joshua Nostrum said, "Have you guys seen New Mutants yet? Were you pleased or disappointed?" I haven't watched it yet.
No.
I heard it's on demand now, right? Like, besides being in theaters,
I read a review.
Is it on demand?
I don't know.
I think you can get it. You can on demand on Amazon.
Like, theaters aren't open in New York, so we can't fucking go anywhere.
I heard it's atrocious.
I heard it's atrocious as well. I still want to see it. I know our boy Greg from Breaking Nerd News is very pissed off at the director's ridiculous ass comments about like not giving a fuck about the Sunspot's race and shit. And
even the creator, he shitted on the creator. They didn't get the creator's name right in the movie.
Really?
They misspelled his name.
No fucking way. I didn't even know that.
He wrote it on Twitter. He was like, I'm surprised my characters came to life. I'm excited. They didn't ask me for no input, but I'm excited. I don't really like anything that he did, but they credited somebody else for my characters. So fuck this movie.
Shit. Wow, that's fucking ridiculous.
That is fucking crazy.
Like, sick, right?
I don't want to get into too much on it, but like basically the director said that there's a big thing in Brazil about like light skin versus dark skinned Brazilians, and this dude cast a light skinned Brazilian for Sunspot, who was originally a dark skinned Brazilian, and his powers apparently first manifested when he was actually being attacked for being a dark-skinned Brazilian. Like there was a lot of racism originally in the character, and I never read the original New Mutants, and I don't know a lot about the racism in Brazil, so I don't want to comment on it a lot without Greg here. But I'm blissfully ignorant of it. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to learn about it and I'm not open to hearing about this shit. Educate me about it. You know,
specific ethnic character. You want them to be represented
correctly. And the director turns around and says what he said. Like in the wake of the movie being released. Shut the fuck up!
Why would you say anything like that?
Yeah,
you just throttle source material. That's why that's why everybody makes these movies. The most successful movies are the ones that respect the source material.
Exactly, 100%.
And he just completely throttled it.
You literally just fucking tanked your own flick.
Yeah.
Was it Mark Boone? What's the name of it?
I think so. Couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
I just think it's a lot of things that were going on. I mean, this movie was shot 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago. And everything was working against it because, of property ownership, which was in the midst of everything. Disney owning half the, Marvel Universe. And then also it's just like all the other X-Men movies starting to tank and not do well. 20th Century Fox is up against the fucking wall.
I still want to see it, but I also, I'm with Greg about boycotting it. I don't want to spend any money on it.
Well, because the franchise is dead,
and I've heard it sucked. Like our boy Mikey Sutton, Mikey the Shadow over on Geekosity. Like even that website, which just launched, like they gave a scathing review of this movie. And for Mikey and company not to like it, I know it must be bad.
Yeah,
because Mikey's very easy to please. Like he likes a lot of fucking movies.
The only good performance I heard in it was Maisie Williams. Like she was the only one that kind of.
Which it's Maisie Williams.
Of course, that's not shocking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Aria's got to do a good job.
She was like 15 when this movie when they filmed this movie.
For real.
So whatever.
Once I will see it eventually. Joshua, we'll keep you posted on it.
I'll wait for it to show up on Hulu, maybe.
Some shit, yeah. Or like Fire Stick, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By that I mean legally.
Hey, if we can get together, and watch the movie together in the basement to shit on it and drink, I would love to
do that. Let's
totally
MST3K the shit out of it.
I would love to do that.
I'm actually hearing one of the great things about the Bill and Ted movie.
I can't wait to see this. I would love to see this.
I actually have that waiting for me to rent on my TV. So
nice. So that is on demand. That for sure is on demand.
That's on demand. Which
I might watch that this weekend. Shit.
Let's go to the
rent it.
Bill and Ted. But I heard good things about it, so I'm gonna watch that.
Oh, awesome. So. Well, I think that about does it for us this week.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Rocco, thanks for coming on. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Deadshot for life, baby. Black, white. I don't give a fuck what color he is. Rocco on Instagram. OHROCCO. Follow me on Instagram. A lot of good things coming up. A lot of new. Since there's no New York Comic Con, I got plenty of time to do new cosplay builds. So in a year, there's some really awesome shit coming out. So yeah, that's that.
Fantastic.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta hit you up for some cosplay advice for a costume I want to build. So
hit me up, baby. Yeah.
Tell us about the t-shirts and everything.
Yes. So you go to represent.com
/Speech Basement.
Yes, and you can see all of my Rockstar stuff up there. I am still working on a couple of new designs. I'm slow as shit as getting them out because I'm working on other things, like something I'm working on for Liz, something I'm working on for Hannah, a few other people. So, but hit up the store if you want a Zen Rockstar t-shirt. That's where you're gonna find them.
Yep. Cool. And I mean, Red, I'm just gonna shout out your wife on this one. Head over to Lee's Art at Instagram. She has such awesome painted glasses. She's got a Black Panther one that I know everybody's gonna want in the wake of Chadwick's untimely passing.
There'll be a lot of those. Rest in peace.
Everybody gonna need one of those.
Pretty sure y'all spoke on.
Wakanda forever, baby.
Order 30. Get 30.
I ordered. I ordered a Black Panther shirt.
I got a challenge. Red Wonder on Xbox. If you got Mortal Kombat, I'll bust your ass.
All right.
Wait, which MK? Which
Red
MK?
Wonder.
What you got?
I got the new one. MK11, MK10, whichever. Bust your ass.
Red
All right,
Wonder.
Red
All
Wonder.
right, hit him up. Like, yo, man, start a
We
Twitch.
gotta stream this shit on Twitch. I got a Twitch.
I used to play Madden on Twitch all the time.
We want to watch, yo.
I've been doing this fun thing where I play Call of Duty Modern Warfare Online, right? And to talk shit, I no longer just talk shit in my regular voice. I do it as Mickey Mouse, so I do like a Mickey Mouse voice, and it fucking throws everybody off, man. It kills. And I've been thinking about doing a Twitch stream of just Mickey Mouse slaying on Call of Duty, which I think would be funny.
Do it.
That would be amazing. Haha, headshot.
This is an example of Lee's art.
That is awesome.
Mickey Mouse.
What are you drinking there? Rum and Coke?
Of course.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. And your wife makes those cups?
Yep.
It's
hand painted.
She
And
painted them. Yeah.
they survive hot water. They survive washing. Just don't pop them in the dishwasher.
Yeah, just don't run them in the dishwasher. I'm still using the Mandalorian one she gave me for my birthday.
Yo, I just bounce back and forth between the fucking Joker, the Punisher, the Jason one. I go just back and fucking forth. And yo, I leave them shits soaking in the sink because I'm a dude and I don't wash dishes all the time. And they're still good. All the paint is still intact. So if you're a dude, like a hardcore bachelor like me, and you just don't fucking do dishes on a regular basis, them shits will survive in the sink under some palm olive shit.
Yes, they will.
They're good.
Yes, they will.
They're good.
All right, fellas.
We want to hear from you. Hit us up, questions@peachbasement.com, facebook.com/peachbasement, Instagram, Twitter, etc. @peachbasement. If you want to grab an awesome Peach Basement Breaking Nerd News or Zen Rockstar t-shirt, head over to represent.com/store/Peach Basement. And if you get one, send us a photo at questions@peachbasement.com. Send us a photo of you rocking the t-shirt or the hoodie or the tank top, whatever. And we're going to put you up in a future episode. I'm working on a whole slideshow of people who have sent us images of themselves in the PB wear, and that's coming on a future episode, I promise. At this point, hopefully I'd like to do it by the end of the year. I'd like to just get as many photos as possible. And make sure you subscribe to the Hall so you can see what me and Ramon are picking up each week. And there's a great newsletter. We only do it once a week, no spam. Head over to peachbasement.com/the Hall, hit subscribe, and you can see what books we're buying, and you can hear what's going on with the basement over the course of the week. And that's about it. Yeah, shit, man. It's been a great episode.
Good seeing ya.
Seriously.
Likewise.
All right.
Again. Oh, and Pete, I'll bust your ass in Mario Kart 2.
Oh, really? Oh, fucking really?
Here we go.
Level 1. Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube.
N64, baby. Let's go. Let's get a fucking drunken Mario Kart night going.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to film that shit.
I mean, shit, me and Grid got Switches now thanks to Red, so
I don't have a Switch, yo. I just got fucking N64 hooked up with 4 controllers, so bring your masked ass over here, bro, and let's do this.
Let me tell you, I am addicted to playing Breath of the Wild right now. That game's fucking amazing.
Throw your fucking Master Sword over the cliff and get your ass over here and let's play Mario Kart. Like I did to fucking Adrian. He was like, don't save. I was like, why can't I throw a Master Sword over the cliff? Why is that even possible? That's fucked up. Yo, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Rock, thanks for joining us.
Always,
and we will see you in a couple of weeks next time. And one more salute, Chadwick Boseman, the fucking king.
Rest in peace.
Wakanda forever. Salute.
Rest in power.
Salute.
Peace, fellas.
See you guys later.
Peace.